Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. Had a little layoff, but we got the crew back together again. What's up, Kev? What's up, D-Con?
What up, man?
What up, y'all?
I wouldn't say we got the crew because we're missing one. But
Yeah,
that's
he's
all right.
on probation again, man.
That's all right.
We put Brian on probation, man.
Yeah, we should make a bet with him. If Dartmouth loses to New Bedford on Saturday, he's got to miss 3 weeks of practice.
Brian's out doing his coaching thing right now.
I'm just gonna be hungry. They lost in that buzzer beater.
Yeah, that was
Right.
all over the internet,
Yeah,
man.
that was crazy.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see that on Top Plays. Or,
It was on the news
Brian
on
did
Channel
tell me
5.
that Mike had tried to submit it to ESPN.
It was on Channel 5.
Yeah. I seen it on like about 20 news feeds. And
Yeah.
you know what's funny? Brian coached earlier. He left because he had to go scout New Bedford High. So me and him went to go watch the New Bedford High first home game.
Wow.
And then he was getting text while we were at the game, like, you can't believe how this game ended. And it was
That's
like,
crazy.
wow, I missed the bomb burner, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, we're back. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. We got the college football
got a
playoffs.
bunch
getting
of
ready to
stuff.
start
Wait a
tomorrow.
minute. Before you switch it up real quick, you said you and Brian went to scouting. Well, Brian went to scouting the Bedford game. What was he wearing? Was he?
Dartmouth green.
He was wearing Dartmouth stuff.
Yeah, right down to the sneakers.
Oh,
He has
be
to
mad.
dress like that for his game,
No, I
so
know.
we came right from the game.
I know. I just figured he
The
might have
freshman
something.
took the bus back early,
Figured he might have something in the car. You know.
but
Ooh.
they play each other Saturday, so I'll
Yeah.
probably go check that out. They got the girls and the guys playing. Like
It's at
in the last
4:30,
couple
right?
years. Yeah, like
4:30.
2:30 and 4:30.
Yeah.
Is it in Bedford or is it in Dartmouth?
At Dartmouth.
Is it at Dartmouth?
I think so. It's always
I think it was at New Bedford.
well because they had to sign up. I thought I read on the
I don't
sign
know.
that
It
next
might
game
be.
at Dartmouth.
It might be.
But anyway, guys, the college football playoffs get started tomorrow. There's 12 teams vying to get this thing going. There's been a ton of coaching changes and moves as a result of everything. The portal's getting ready to open up. You know, I'm glad they pushed that back. But first things first, what do we think about the 12 teams that made it? Kev, what do you think as far as the right teams in and out?
No. You don't have the 12 best college teams in the playoffs. And, it's still like automatic bids, and I think everything should be won and shit should be earned on the field. Like,
So those small conferences that got automatic.
does Notre Dame have a case? I think they do. I really think they do. And even if it means that they're in over Miami. And if you know me, you know I'm a U fan. I mean, head
Is that
to
the
head.
only team you think they should have been considered as for that last spot?
Oh, there was one other team. What's the other team?
You said Alabama.
I said Alabama.
Oh, Alabama's in though.
Yeah, but I said they should have
Yeah.
made it over.
They could, yeah, you
I
could.
thought Notre Dame should have
I
made it.
Theoretically could say Alabama
I
is.
don't agree with that one, just for the simple fact the schedule that Alabama plays. And
It's one of the toughest in the country.
don't get me wrong, Alabama had a bad loss against Florida State in game one, but Alabama also came back and
They
beat
split with Georgia.
they beat the number one team at the time,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, they split
And then
with them.
because of the conference championship, that gave them a third loss. There's a lot of teams that don't even get that opportunity to get to the conference championship.
Well, all the other major schools, well, even the at-large schools that got in, they all had. Notre Dame's the only one. You think that's a big determining factor in your book? Because you said they didn't have to play that one. If they were in the ACC, they would have to play another good team.
Yeah, but my thing is, I'm not saying that they had a soft schedule, but it wasn't that schedule don't compare to the teams in the SEC.
Not week in and week out.
No.
Like
That's a gauntlet.
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That
It is.
So my thing is, how can you punish a team like Alabama, who lost to a
Well,
great
because they
team
got
in
3
Georgia?
losses. They're the only ones with 3 losses. That's the hard part for me.
But they also played an extra game.
They did.
They did.
So that's the dilemma I go back and forth with. They had 3 losses, but they played one of the toughest schedules, and they beat a lot of the teams that are in that college format. That playoff, they beat a lot of top teams, and they lost. But I think they were 3-2.
Like, and you got does Tulane belong in?
No.
No.
Or James Madison.
Like,
No.
So why
James
are we
Madison.
even worried about them?
You can even make a case where Notre Dame should have got in over BYU.
No, Notre Dame's losses came from Florida State.
It's A&M.
Nope.
Yeah, it was A&M.
They lost to Oklahoma.
Who? Notre Dame?
Alabama.
Oh no, I'm talking about
Notre Dame.
I was bringing up Notre
Notre Dame
Dame.
lost their first 2 games of the year, and then they won 10 in a row.
And they won them convincingly.
Yes.
They did. And listen,
so now they're a better team than they were at the beginning of the
year. Yeah, it's sad that it came down to like literally Alabama, Miami, and Notre Dame. Like to me, it was like wow. Like if anything, and like I said, if you know me, I'm a U fan when it comes to football. Been a U fan since the 90s, and the way Notre Dame ended the season was impressive. It really was. They were thumping
on
everybody.
All
cylinders.
Running game
with Love and the other kid, like they were really playing well.
Yeah. I thought
they really were.
It's not how you finish, it's how you start, it's how you finish.
All that being said, Notre Dame has prided themselves on not being in a conference. I really think they need to join a conference. I really do. I think that hurt them.
That's selfish.
But the crazy part about it is the crazy part about it is the only program that's not in a conference is their football team.
Yeah,
because their basketball team in the ACC.
Yeah,
like the girls are in the ACC. Like it's just a football program.
Yeah. Because it's
the
that
most
money.
lucrative sport, and they don't have to share
that money. They can literally go out and
it's a
write their own check. Yeah, they can go write their check with streaming.
They're
go to Amazon.
Joining a conference.
They do. They lose big money, hundreds of millions.
Yeah,
if they go join a conference.
So
but
if we're in that same spot, it would be a tough decision to make.
But at the end of the day, you're kind of hurting yourself, and they literally refuse.
Can't be mad.
They refuse to go to a bowl now. They declined. So I'm not saying that's a bad move or a good move. It's just it's. Every time somebody's going to be left out. And I think this was alluded to years ago when they changed to this format. Like somebody will still get left out. Like there's no way in hell you're going to tell me that even BYU, James Madison, or any of them are better.
BYU didn't get in this year, right? Because they lost the championship game.
Oh, what? Did I say BYU?
Yeah. They didn't get in because I know they lost to Texas Tech.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Tulane's in.
Tulane instead of that.
It was Tulane and James Madison.
So before we went on the air, me and Kevin were chatting it up about Tulane, and we're like, this is going to be a rematch. Kev, you want to remind us what happened the first time around?
They got their brakes blown.
They played Mississippi. It wasn't even close. That shows us right there there's a difference in quality of overall strength of schedule and the makeup of your team.
Final score is 45-10.
Yes.
Yep. That was back.
Are we supposed to expect a difference
September 20th.
Is that something we want to tune into?
No. I really don't. That's what kills me. And I had said that earlier in the season that we're going to see some rematches down the line, and that's not one rematch that I want.
There's a rematch that I want to see.
Who?
Oklahoma, Alabama.
That was a good game.
But
so, do we give either one of these? Because I think it's fair to say that the 3 teams that were in question that we mentioned, the Notre Dame, the Miami, and Alabama, they all deserve to be in. Ahead of the 2 teams.
There's another team. There's another team that deserved to be in over them 2 other teams that everybody forgets about, but they played their asses off this year, and that's Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and they played in a great conference.
Yeah, they sure did.
So there's a couple of teams. The big story was about Notre Dame, but yes, I can accept that. And Vanderbilt was kind of shaded. I mean, they were the doormats of the SEC for years, and now here they are. I think they lost 3 games.
And they're
but
pretty good games.
They were 4-3, 5-3 in their conference or something like that. But they didn't get in either. But we don't think Tulane is going to be much different of a team this second time around. Any one of those 3 teams that we mentioned would put up a better fight, including Vanderbilt, would put up a better fight than Tulane will against Mississippi.
Oh yeah, I believe that too.
But I think they didn't want another SEC team. It was either Alabama or Vanderbilt, and they chose Alabama. So, but what about James Madison? I don't think they have any big name on their resume.
Yeah, they're 12-1 though.
You're 12-1.
But
who have they played?
Exactly. No, I understand that. I think
all these you should rank conferences like the Big 10 or whatever it's called, the Big 12 now, the ACC, SEC. You need to rank these conferences like from high to low or whatever. And then with these lower conferences, they need to kind of like play each other to see, you know what I'm saying?
A playing game?
Yeah, like a playing game. Yeah,
and only one of them get it.
It's crazy when you're leaving teams out because, like you said, look at Alabama and Georgia. They split during the regular season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, whatever.
They did split.
They split, and then Georgia won the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
They won the championship. I mean, okay, so should we punish Alabama for that? Because that was another question. Like, should they be punished for playing in their conference championship? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because literally Indiana and Ohio State really didn't get punished for that. They kind of swapped.
And they were 1-2 at the time.
Yeah, they were 1-2.
Now they're 1-2.
flip-flops.
Now they're 1-2 again.
Yeah,
They're still the two best teams in
Yeah.
the country. But I just think there's a big difference in talent between teams like that and then teams like Tulane. You know, I don't see those two. Those two games I'm not even interested in watching. But the other two games I am.
And then you have Duke, who wins their conference championship.
They had 5 losses.
They have 5 losses, and they don't even get in. So that actually hurt Virginia in the long run.
Miami was able to leapfrog them without winning their conference.
So it's like Miami doesn't even win their conference, which the ACC is a Power 5 conference, but you don't even have their champion playing in you have the team that finished tied for second or third.
So you had mentioned earlier too that you think it should just be the top 12 teams, period.
Instead
of just trying to hand a piece of the pie.
Honestly, that's at first that's what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
No, but then you have like the highest ranked conference championships that are guaranteed. Like what was it, the 11th and the 12th spot? Like to me, that's bullshit. So to me, you're telling me that, like we said, like James Madison and who was the other one? Tulane are better than Notre Dame?
No,
or
Vanderbilt.
Or Vanderbilt.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. So
they're probably not even better than the 6th best team in.
If that was the case, then you should have had like a plan, like I just said, like let them play each other.
Those two teams have barely made it up to the Division 1AA level because they were playing on the level of 1A a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
like with the Villanovas and everybody else. And, you know, they're not ready for prime time bowl games like that. Let them cut their teeth. Make them schedule a couple of those. You should have a strength of schedule thing too, where you got to make you got to play somebody in the top 20 at least twice.
What up, Bonzi?
Bonzi. Hey, it's tough to do that in football. To play each team twice.
No, not play each team twice. Make them schedule a top 20 team as part of their non-conference schedule.
Okay.
Because your conference is your conference. So if you win your conference, we're going to let you in because you won whatever conference James Madison is or Tulane's in. But you should have to play at least 1 or 2 non-league schedules against a top 25 opponent. Now we have something to measure you by.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's not fair. You know, that's like the participation trophy. You know, your kid doesn't. My kid got to sit on the bench because the kid that's number 15 got to get into the game.
But think of it like this, though. Now, let's say you're a top 25 team, right? And it comes down to strength of schedule. Now you got these shitbirds on your schedule, and now that hurts you.
Not for one game, because not for nothing. Usually the first 2 or the last 2 games of the year, they're playing cupcakes anyway. Make those cupcakes these teams.
So, but how do we know how these teams are going to be in the beginning of the season?
We don't.
So that's kind of like
it forces people in that conference to schedule top 25 teams because this team, they're playing. Come on, let's be real. You got UConn or UMass playing a top 5 team, and they're just getting there for the paycheck. They're going to get blown out.
Yeah.
Every year, the first 2 or 3 games are cupcakes, and then when the conference schedule starts, that's when things start getting interesting. I take hats off to people like Miami, Florida State, Notre Dame that took the chance before their conferences started, with the exception of Notre Dame, but they played tough teams right out the gate. You shouldn't be penalized for that. You should be applauded.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah. So these guys step up and they challenge themselves. Texas, all them guys were playing each other. I remember we were bragging how the first 2 weeks. What's up, Nate Victor? We were bragging about how the first 2 weeks there were so many good matchups. Yeah. Everybody was healthy, but teams get better or get worse as time goes on. I think Florida State was a better team week 1 than they were at the end of the year. And I think Notre Dame was a worse team week 1 than they were at the end of the year.
Yeah, Notre Dame was hitting on all cylinders. Yeah. Notre Dame was one of the teams I think could have ran the
table
and won it all
based on where they finished.
I'm a big component in defense and a running game. Like that when you wear somebody down like that, if you ask any offensive lineman, they want to run block as opposed to pass blocking. And when you can just keep beating somebody up, it's one of the best things in football.
And not for nothing, Notre Dame went 0-2, right? Stop. They lost to Miami 27-24.
Close.
They lost to Texas A&M, who's been ranked 41-40.
Yeah. Texas A&M was almost undefeated.
Texas A&M, until they lost to Texas.
Yeah.
They were undefeated.
And that's a rivalry game. Texas
I couldn't
A&M.
believe how many of those Texas teams were good, and Texas was the worst one out of all because Texas Tech was good.
Yeah, Texas
Tech's in the playoff. So, with all things being said, it is what it is. Either one of us, any of us here giving any of those James
No.
Madison Tulane a chance to win?
No.
So let's move ahead to the other two matchups. Isn't Oklahoma Alabama a matchup in week?
Smart.
That's
Yep.
that's a rematch.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Alabama lost to Oklahoma the first
Yeah.
time.
So I think Alabama has a lot to prove, not only for that game, but because a lot of people said they didn't belong. But if they win tomorrow, I think that erases a lot of the doubts.
Yeah.
Because then you'd have to say Oklahoma didn't belong. But Oklahoma to me is one-dimensional. Like, that defense is so good, but their offense blows the hell out of me.
Oh yeah.
I heard so much about John Mattia, how he was going to save them. And you know what? I saw an interesting stat, and I wish I could remember the guy's name. They have a wide receiver who's in the top 3 in all the major things, all the major receiving categories, but their offense is in the bottom 3.
Yep.
But you got a wide, and they said it's just timing. They pick and choose when to use them, and he's highly productive. He has a weird name, weird last name.
I can't remember.
But he's highly productive.
Isaiah Sategna.
Something. I just knew I didn't see it that much, and I didn't know how to pronounce it.
No, this can't be him because if you're talking about Ohio State, I mean,
No,
Oklahoma. He has 65 catches for 948 yards.
Okay, he only played 10 games.
7 TDs.
Yeah, but they don't pass a lot. They're saying his production is highly. They get a lot out of his production. It's not just cosmetic yardage. It's not. Everything means something. It's a big score. Those times they won the last second in the end zone, he's the dude that caught the touchdown passes.
Yeah, he had 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, but all his touchdowns were important touchdowns.
They
They don't have a consistent running game, and they don't have another wide receiver or tight end to take the pressure off him. Everybody knows he's going to be their big play guy. They don't have a big play wide receiver. They don't have a big play tight end. And to me, that's making their quarterback, who had all these preseason accolades, look average. So I don't know if I trust him, but you guys got a favorite for that game tomorrow? Because
I'm going Alabama.
I'm going with Alabama too.
Yeah,
I just think they got
Alabama
too much to prove.
Yeah.
And I think it'll stay close for a while because of their defense.
Alabama's gotten better.
Alabama's defense will hold down Oklahoma.
They're hearing the whispers of do they belong in. So, usually if you spin that, it could turn out positive on the field. They're going to show everybody they belong in.
Close game?
No, I
In the beginning, I think
Alabama wins 2 scores.
Yeah, in the beginning, I think it's going to be close.
I think up till halftime, it'll be a 1-score game. And like you guys are saying, if Oklahoma still can't produce, Alabama will eventually figure out how to score. They have more threats and more weapons. They don't have to score a lot, but Oklahoma struggles to score against average teams like mine against Alabama.
Oklahoma's favorite 1.5.
The problem I see is, I don't know if Jam Miller's playing yet, the number 1 running back for Alabama. He missed like the last 3 games.
He did.
And nobody's sitting out, right? Because I know how these playoff games.
Nah, this isn't like the regular bowl. This is for Marble stuff. They're gonna be playing.
To me, it just looked like Alabama and that the conference championship game. It just for some reason looked like they were sluggish. They almost looked a little shell shocked.
Maybe they didn't respect Oklahoma the first time they played.
Well, I'm talking about in the conference championship game against Georgia. They just looked a little shell shocked in that game. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but they just didn't look like the Alabama team of old. I don't know what it was, but they just looked sluggish in that game.
I can't see.
So you say 2 scores. I say 7 to 10 points.
Yeah, I say about a touchdown.
I just think it'll be real close. I think it'll be low scoring because I think both their defenses will come out and the offenses will struggle against. But Alabama will figure out their defense in the second half, or there'll be a big play, punt return or something. That's what Oklahoma has to hold: a big kickoff return, a punt return. But somebody besides their offense is going to have to contribute to their scoring. A big turnover, big 6 or something. But if there's no turnover, I think Alabama 7 to 10 points.
There's no injured list or whatever. So
I know the dude. I think his name is Jam Miller, but he was their number. He only played like half the season, and he's a big part of their running game. Like their number 2s and number 3s are obviously 4 and 5 star people, but they're not the main guy. And they got to find a way to get Ryan Williams in the offense, man. Yeah, we heard more of him.
He has freshman year.
Huh?
We heard more about him his freshman year.
Yeah, we heard more about him and the other dude from Ohio State.
Last 3 weeks, he ain't done shit.
Nope.
They need to reintroduce themselves to him. Now, one other interesting thing about that game in particular, I'm hearing the rumors about.
He's the number 2 receiver right now.
Who?
Ryan Williams.
Number 2 where?
At Alabama.
Oh, yeah, because they got the other
Bernard.
Yeah, he's sneaky good. That's just like Connor Lake at Oklahoma. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because Smith gets all the accolades. But one thing before I forget, there's been a lot of rumors about Coach DeBoer. I don't know if I'm saying his name right for Alabama, being on the hot seat because Alabama's not used to having 3 losses in a season, and everybody's up in arms. He got his team in the playoffs, and they're saying if he loses this first round game, he could be on the hot seat. But then the other part of the rumor is Michigan's looking to recruit him.
Yeah. Oh, and you follow Nick Saban. Nick Saban got what? 6, 7 national titles?
6 national championships. I watched that
it's
story
tough act.
today.
It's a tough act to follow.
Anytime you got to follow a legend, the expectations are going to be hard to fill those shoes. But I think that's unrealistic. He's in his 2nd year. He hasn't had his own recruits in there for 4. I think you're still playing with ball players. You only recruited 1 class. You inherited people from before, and now, you know.
I get it. It is a tough act to follow. You're following one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
College-wise, I think he's definitely.
If you go by success,
I'm not talking about just any coach. I'm talking about college
recruiting
football coach
and everything, winning percentage, his recruiting. He killed everybody in the recruiting game. At one time, I thought, what's his name from Georgia, Kirby Smart was gonna, but Kirby Smart's an Alabama guy too, right? Wasn't he on his staff?
Yeah.
But when Georgia was good all those years, he was getting some of those players that typically went to Alabama because Georgia was winning a lot. But do you think it's warranted to be putting his job in jeopardy if he doesn't win this first round game?
No,
that's just too much.
That's just we're used to winning, and this is what it is.
Yeah, these are the expectations.
This is what we expect.
You
can't do it, then hey, sorry.
See ya.
On to the next.
Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you.
Who cares about all these guys going into the transfer portal? You still got to win.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot last year.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest things is the transfer portal.
They had a lot of guys going to the portal last year.
That's another day, another time. But what do you think about regulating it? And how could they regulate it? Because it seems like
they did push it back this year. Because last year the transfer portal opened before the bowl game season was over.
It was crazy.
And there was people that didn't play in the bowl. That's why I asked, because they changed that rule.
Yeah.
And now the transfer portal doesn't open until after January 10th or whatever.
But think about it like this. Them guys that are playing in bowl games that don't mean nothing, like it's not going to get you no championship, none of that. The guys that expected they're going to be high drafts, they're going to sit out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because why should I go play in that bowl game? I get hurt in that bowl game. Now my NFL career.
Yeah.
For what? What are you going to give me?
I remember even back when guys were literally putting insurance policies on themselves. They were 7, 8, 9 figures.
I think Vince Young did that on his knees.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Jordan Todman had $1 million insurance policy on his legs in college.
Yeah.
Lloyd's way back whatever that company is that does that.
Who was it? I think it was somebody from the U. McGahee or somebody, Quentin Portis. They put like a $1 million, $2 million policy on themselves when they went.
McGahee, he should have.
Yeah, he should. Well, look what happened. I honestly think he would have been one of the greatest running backs ever if he got that injury. He was a monster, bro.
He was a
So now the only thing I think they need to step up, they're starting to move in the right direction with pushing the portal stuff back. They need to push the coaching jobs back too. There's no way Mississippi State, that's not fair to the team.
No.
They need their coach to have that continuity.
But this is this. The Ole Miss, whatever, they pushed for him to make his decision before the bowl game.
Yeah, for recruiting reasons.
Yeah.
So
they didn't want a non-Mississippi guy coaching because that could sway people for recruiting.
It does.
Now they get the people right, and then they advance and win 2 games or something like that. And now he announces now all those people decommit and go to LSU anyway. They wanted to know they had their guy in place, which right now they don't. Yeah, they're in limbo. They got an assistant coaching the bowl games.
In my opinion, you're gonna lose them guys anyways.
Yeah, I would push the college signing period back a couple of weeks or back a month. Like you have to commit until February 1st or something like that. That way you still got 2 weeks after the season ends to negotiate who you want. Then the coaches can leave.
With this portal and all that other crazy stuff, where kids can back out and sign somewhere else.
Yeah, but if they can't make those decisions until after these bowl games are done, it at least gives the teams like
so basically what you're trying to say is you mean Ole Miss.
Ole Miss or anybody else that might end up in that situation.
But what you're trying to say is so they got to keep the coach until after the bowl games.
Don't let other people tamper with your coaches. Don't let them make him offers until after he's eliminated.
Yeah, that's the way it should have been.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to keep both sides honest. Whatever you do for the players, you got to do for the coaches. If they're pushing the players' transfer portal back, you should push back the coaches. The same thing, and you should fine those schools. There should be a heavy fine. I don't think it's
tampering.
Lane Kiffin can do whatever he wants.
Tampering.
I look at the kids at Mississippi State who put their hearts and soul. This might be the only year they had a chance to get this far.
If you look at it like this, there's a tampering period in the NFL.
Yes,
NBA,
and there's a
NHL,
reason.
And there's a
It
reason.
works.
Like it works. So you got to kind of like if you're playing for now you're gonna pay these kids 7 figures plus. Like you really have to start making some ground rules here and stick to them. So where even if you're making a kid like for 2 years, all right, if you're gonna go to Miami, you're gonna go to Florida State, you should at least sign for 2 years.
Yeah.
These kids are literally suiting up for
because now
Miami
that NIL money is coming into factor for those same reasons. Somebody's suing a kid because he left after 1 year, but he had a 2 or 3 year deal for the NIL. Your deal was to be here for 4 years.
I'm all
we
for
gave
these
you half
kids.
up front. You gave us 1 year
making money. I'm all for it.
Yes,
but there has to be some regulations.
Yep. If you leave, then you got to get back some of that money. You can't get. I wouldn't pay them lump sum. I pay them every year.
It's funny when I still see that 5 USC jersey. I still see that. I see young kids still wearing that jersey today. You know how much money they made off of that jersey?
But the thing, think of it. Look at the BYU kid, the freshman there from Brockton.
Yeah, in basketball.
He's signed for like $7
million.
Yeah.
$7 million a year.
Yeah.
He's only going to be there for. He's only going to be there for 1 year.
Right,
yeah, he's going to draft.
Yeah. It's per year. So if he's not there next year, he doesn't get it next year.
Oh no! But
Cooper Flag left $22 million on the table, but his contract is bigger because Cooper has.
Yeah, you want to start. You want to start your clock for the NBA as soon as possible.
So you get to that
second super max or max deal. They're what in excess of $250 for 5 years now. They're at least $50 million a year.
What academic calendar? These kids aren't worried about academics right now. All they care about is going in the portal, playing where they're going to get paid the most. In my opinion,
Auburn coach Nix moving to Alabama is going to bring 3 studs with him. Coleman is
all right. So okay, you're saying the academic calendar. What is the significance of the academic calendar? Where is that coming into play as it's imposing them getting paid?
This doesn't affect sports in that sense, I don't think.
Like elaborate on that. Like, tell me more.
These kids that are coming in getting these NIL deals, playing for 1 or 2 years, they're not worried about their academics.
Their GPA is not getting them a higher NIL deal.
Yeah, they're not worried about the academics.
I just think you hold the players and coaches equally accountable. And
Greg, I agree. They should have to play in the Bowls. They're getting the NIL money. I agree with that. They should be able. That's a part of your contract. It's like LeBron James getting paid, and they start the playoffs, and they're in the first round, and he's not playing, and he's not injured. Like that's bullshit. You should play. I agree with that. I don't mean to single out LeBron James. I'm thinking about any player.
Well,
Jaylen Brown, whoever.
We can call it like this. Every time that LA played in Boston, since LeBron been in LA, he's never played in Boston in a Laker uniform.
It's crazy.
I remember he played there.
Yeah, in a Laker uniform. That's crazy. And you think about it, he plays in Boston 1 time a year. And then people that are paying big money because they're playing LA and LeBron's playing on that team, and then he don't come and play.
How many tickets I got offered for that game? It was ridiculous. Cats were like, "Yeah, I'll give you the tickets." LeBron's not playing. Like regardless if you hate him or love him, like you want to go see him play.
And I hate when
he's part of history.
Dad spends big money to take their kid the one time they're going to see because you're buying those tickets early in the season when they first get announced. Yeah, you're circling the LA game, and you're getting charged as if LeBron's there. There's no refund. I think that would change. The NBA would start holding players responsible if they sat their stars when they came to your city up. You got to refund the tickets. Ticket prices to these people.
So what does that have to do with what we're talking about? You transfer in the middle of the semester. Like, well, I don't understand where you're going.
The transfer portal.
I understand.
I don't think you should transfer until the next year anyway. Like he's saying, because when the second semester starts in January 10th, whatever, those kids if they want to transfer, they have to be enrolled at those new schools.
January.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
Well,
okay,
I'm just saying,
I understand what you're saying.
Why January 10th? That's like
it's like after the Christmas break.
Somebody's birthday.
Yeah, my brother's. Yes.
It's after the Christmas break. I don't know what y'all are talking about. It's not a special day. Don't worry about it.
But I think that's what he's alluding to, and I could be wrong. But they want to be enrolled in those schools in time to be eligible for that semester so that they can play in spring ball and all that stuff.
Yes. I misunderstood that.
Yeah.
I get it.
But when he just said the academic part, that was throwing me off because there's an academic part.
It did throw me off at first.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a valid point, Paul. But I just think the NCAA could make accommodations. They could say as long as you're enrolled by January 20th, you're eligible for spring ball.
Yeah.
Spring ball doesn't start until March or whatever. As long as you're in by mid-January, end of January, it doesn't really affect the nuts and bolts of what's going to happen after that. But the players and coaches have to be held accountable. Now, we've seen several coaches already change spots, and we've seen other teams race to re-sign the coaches to keep them. The guy in Indiana, I really respect. They've never been a powerhouse.
And he got mad. He got a lot of offers. He turned them down.
He turned them down because he wanted to finish what he started.
He told Indiana, "Sign me now before these other schools come to get me."
And that was smart because I never remember Indiana being good at football.
I want to say Janelle and Kenyatta's youngest son got offered from them. I think it was last year, the year before. I think they offered him a full ride as like a freshman or a sophomore to Indiana. I think it was that coach. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure
he's been there for what, 2 years now? 3?
Yeah, I think
this
it was
is his
that
second
coach.
year.
This is second.
Yeah, last year was his first year. He turned around in a winning program. Their first win. This year they're in bowl games.
This year, they're one of the favorites to win
Yeah.
it all.
They're the only.
That was a quick turnaround.
That's the only undefeated team in
tough
the country
conference
right now.
Yeah, and that's a tough conference. People forget that Oregon and all those teams came over from the
USC. They all
they
came
got
over.
more powerhouse teams added to the Big Ten. But there was, I'm trying to remember who else retained their coach. It was like 2 other places that hurried up and re-signed their coaches.
I really think like somehow, some way they need to start all this interconference play like big time, like Ohio State going to Miami, Florida State going to USC. I mean, I know there's bits and pieces over here, but I think that needs to be a mainstay in the schedules from now on. When you don't have none of this bullshit, you could have some common opponents to deal with these tiebreakers if you're not going to have the 12 to 16 best teams playing each other. Right? I know we're beating a dead horse with the whole Tulane and the other team that's in, but they need to really do that, like ASAP. These Power 5 conferences need to intertwine and stop playing each other.
Or like you said earlier, have a playing game for those teams that are on the bubble.
Yeah,
really.
So one of them get in. So Tulane would play James Madison, and one of them would get in.
When's the last time we've had some meaningful football? It'll literally be 3 weeks this week, starting tomorrow. It was 3 weeks ago that we had some meaningful football. It was Thanksgiving weekend. Week and weekend. So it's 3 weeks. So you can stick another game in there somehow, some way.
And it only affects, and that's more money generated for both those schools.
Now the top
TV rights and
the top 6 to 10 teams can stay whatever, or the top 8 teams can stay whatever. But you should literally have 4 games to decide the next 4 seeds, because then nobody can bitch. You just win, you're in. Basically, that's all there is. They have a playing tournament, NBA. Shit, they have a playing tournament with March Madness. There's what?
The
few games.
The last 2 or 4 teams.
There's a bunch of them. So why not do it with football? What's the problem? It's got to be like your wild card game.
I think that'd be a great idea. But
I don't have a problem with it, and it's just more interesting football. It's more
the only thing is like that, and it kind of sucks, is the wear and tear. The wear and tear on your players.
You ask them to play more games, but hell, we're watching that happen in the NFL too.
Yeah.
So, but it would only be for those teams.
Yeah, no.
If you want to get in bad enough, you want to say you belong.
But you think of it like this though. Say that you didn't make it, but your team should be there, because your team is just as good as any of them other teams.
The Indiana coach works with Saban. What's the significance of that? Nobody cares. You're the only Alabama fan on the board right now. We're not worried about where he worked at. Joking. Relax. So how's this Bama?
My thing is that. Say a Notre Dame has to have a playing game with somebody else, but in that playing game they lose Love or whatever.
You can lose a player in any game. Unfortunately,
I know, but I'm saying, but a team that like Notre Dame that should have been in.
Yeah.
You have them in a playing game, and then they lose their best player in that playing game.
I get that too.
That's being too fine-tuned to me, because you can get hurt in any game of the year. That's a risk. That one more game, It wouldn't have been Notre Dame playing. It would have been Tulane and James Madison
But I'm
playing.
just saying, if it happened, let's say it happened, like
No, I get
Then
your point.
you can't argue. If you're afraid to play that game because you're worried about an injury that may or may
Listen,
not happen,
your point is
then
valid.
sit on the outside and take you didn't make it.
Your point is valid too, but here's the thing: like, if they had gotten into a conference, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation
But
right now.
they're
So
having
there's a couple factors.
Yeah.
There's the injury factor. I get it because it's one of the most brutal sports on the planet. I get it.
Mhm.
But then there's another thing where you're kind of putting money over everything else. I mean, you get into that bowl game and you vie for a couple games in this playoff system, you're going to make that money back.
Yep.
You know, is it the almighty dollar, the end all to be all? Sometimes it is. I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, like, you should be. Notre Dame has gone through this for a while. They
I'm
should have been in the
saying
conference.
those top schools shouldn't be the ones playing that playing game.
No,
If you're going to allow
absolutely
two top
not.
5 people to get in, like a Tulane and James Madison.
Yep.
Those are the schools that are going to play for that last spot.
but I understand that part too. But I'm just saying, let's just say there's a big. Let's say there's 13 teams with one loss.
Once again, we're only talking about the 2 lower class teams. So I don't understand when you say the top 13 teams, you're talking about major teams.
I'm saying, let's say there's 13 major teams with one loss.
Yes.
How do we judge who gets in?
If you're going to select 2 people that aren't part of that top 13,
I'm not. Forget about them 2 people.
that's something we got to leave in the hands of the committee.
So that's where I'm
But you're only
saying.
saving 10 out of those 12 or 13 spots.
So
right?
this is why I'm saying there's 12 teams that get in.
Right, but you're holding 2 spots for these lower conference teams. Only 10 of those top 13 teams get in.
So that's where I'm saying that the playing games for them bottom for the 12, 11, 12,
Yes.
13 that didn't get in because of this.
Yes.
Now I'm saying if with the playing game, now them teams have a playing game to get them to get in.
I'm saying you're giving 10 spots
All right.
to the top 12, right? And then you save 2 spots for these smaller conferences, the James Madisons and the Tulanes. If you believe
I'm saying eliminate that. And I say that we had 13 or 14 teams with one loss.
well, we all
But
believe
only-
that the top 12 teams should get in.
So
Just the top 12.
so that's why I was saying
Notre Dame was actually like one of the first teams, the first team out. So they fall into that.
they would have been the next team in, and then Vanderbilt.
They fall into, as according to the playoff rankings, they're like the 10th or 11th team. So they would have to play in a playing
So-
game.
so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but answer this question. Where's James Madison and where's Tulane ranked in the top 25?
Right now, 12 and 11.
Where are they ranked? Just in the top 25.
I couldn't tell you.
They're only in the top 12 because the committee said you had to put these smaller conferences in there. So I'm saying they're not part of your top 12 teams. You're taking 2 spots away from the top 12
And
teams.
that's what I said earlier. But I'm
Right.
saying if they was to do it a different way, where we would take that extra week and add a couple of playing games.
That's crazy
Yeah,
because
but not with the major conferences.
Tulane's 20
Yeah.
and James Madison's 24.
So they're getting in over 8 teams that are ranked ahead of them.
Which
Notre Dame's
And I'm
11.
saying they
Which I
don't
said was
deserve
bullshit.
to jump up that high just because we're saying you got to be in.
Yeah,
It's not fair to the powerhouses like a
it's-
Vanderbilt
it's definitely-
or Notre Dame.
it's bullshit.
They should get in over those 2 teams. If we're going to let those teams in, let those 2 outside teams play just only one. Now we only lose 1 team. Vanderbilt and Notre Dame should both be in that top 12, correct?
Yeah.
But they're not because we're handing out participation trophies to these. Let them eliminate each other. Only let them to 20 and 24, you said? Let 20 and 24 play now. At least one of those teams get in. That's better than both of them sitting on the sidelines. But there's a lot of if and shoulds. We don't know, but they're going to make changes. So some of these, we'll see what happens, but, But there's still one more game. Your boys, Miami.
Miami and Texas A&M.
How do you see? 'Cause Texas A&M's defense is
They're
incredible.
tough.
I don't know if I trust their quarterback. He's been playing.
Yeah,
he was
they're
their
tough.
second string early in the year, right?
Oh yeah, listen. There's a reason why Texas A&M is favored in that game because their defense is tough. And they
Mhm.
literally have one loss. That one loss is to Texas. They would have been the second undefeated team in the playoff thing.
They can score points
They can.
combined with that
Yeah.
defense. So they had one hiccup along the way.
And listen, like Miami's quarterback, it says something on the back of the dollar bill, and God we trust. Well, don't trust him. Miami's running game, they have 2 or 3 running backs that are good. Their offensive line, decent.
I like their defense.
Their defense, it depends on which defense shows up, man. Sometimes they look grade A, and they have bookend pass rushes. They really do.
First round picks.
Yeah, first round picks. They really do. Defense is okay, but when you come with Beck, just I don't know. He's a live wire.
Crazy part about it is Beck was good at Georgia.
He really was.
And it seems like he hasn't gotten better.
No.
I felt like he lost his confidence toward the end. The last 2 games he played for Georgia, the bowl game and the conference game, he didn't have good games in his conference championship and his bowl game. And then all of a sudden he was gone.
Yeah.
Or he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
And then
He got hurt, but he wasn't playing good
No, he
before
wasn't.
that. Then he got hurt, and that opened the door for. And the new guy showed.
He has flashes every now and then all of a sudden he does.
He just never got better. He was good as like a sophomore and
He
junior,
does
and then senior year.
Could that be because he had extreme talent around him, and the talent's not as good right now?
He has to do more.
He's got good talent around that. Their freshman kid Tony.
He has good talent. He has good talent. But you don't have Georgia talent.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But he had Brock Bowers with him, right?
Yeah.
And they had that great defense because they all play for the Eagles now. So I mean, they had the talent, but I felt like he.
What did Craig say? Got his feelings hurt by the Kavinda kid twin?
Oh yeah, the twin basketball players. They have 2 girls that were the highest NIL deals at University of Miami. He's dating one of them. So they said he transferred there to be with her, and I think she broke up with him or something like that. That was depressing him.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
And those girls aren't even that good. I don't even know.
They're not.
I think Jay's playing more than one of them transferred.
They're not good.
One of them went to the WWE, and then her career failed, and she came back to college, but she went to another school.
Yep.
And one of the twins is still there, but she's not doing anything.
Nate's a captain.
As a sophomore.
She's a team captain, bro.
She's doing what? She tells you crazy stuff about her leadership.
She works. She's a hard worker.
When you see the video when they're all watching her, all in awe of her workout, her work ethic is.
She probably holds people accountable. She probably runs up and get that. She probably motivates. You don't tear somebody down. You build up. They go, "Yo, you got this, man. Let's go, man. What's wrong with you?"
But that's her. That's her.
But to do it as a sophomore, you showed enough of that. She was
doing it as a freshman.
Yeah, but
to be
you did
captain.
it as a freshman. Yeah. When you're trying to fit in, you decided to be a leader. That's crazy. Shouts out to her. So, what do you got for the prediction of your Miami game? Yeah, that's going to be a tough match. That's the 12 game too, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, the 12 and the 7, I don't mind watching.
Yeah, I don't.
The middle game, I
don't see Miami. I don't see Miami progressing through that game. I see A&M.
Can they keep it close? Because I don't think Miami was playing great at the end of the year, but they want to prove they belong too. But I see A&M.
It's a tough matchup for them. I see A&M.
I see A&M. Honestly,
28-14 is my prediction.
I think it's a blowout.
Yeah, 28-14 is my prediction.
Just with A&M got a bad taste in their mouth in their last game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're gonna take it out on Miami.
They lost at the wrong time for.
And they're gonna take it out.
Teams.
They're gonna take it out on Miami. That's my opinion. And nothing against Miami, but
no, listen.
Miami was on that brink with the other teams.
Just because they're my team doesn't mean that I'm sitting there.
Any better against Texas A&M? Did they play them early in the year and they lost? But they lost by 1, right?
Yeah,
41-40.
So much for that tough defense in that game. Notre Dame, but you got that Love kid just breaking off 50-yard runs.
They got Love, and they got the other kid too. The other kid
was the number 1 kickoff returner in the country, and they said he's going to be the second highest rated running back behind his teammate.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Damn, I'm backing up this dude in college, and when it gets to the draft, I'm going to be considered the number 2.
That's not like Thomas. Yeah, I was gonna say.
But they were different years. I think
they played in the same backfield together, didn't they? At one point, Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas. That's crazy.
Barry's at least Barry got a year to shine.
You go with we just talked about. It was McGahee, Portis, and the other one. There was another one too. Who's the other third?
It was Gore.
Frank Gore.
Yeah,
it was crazy, bro.
Third most rushing yards. So Texas A&M. All right. Well,
yeah, I'd go with Texas A&M and Alabama.
All right, and then the favorites are the favorites. So we'll see what happens. First game's tomorrow night, and then the other 3 games are Saturday. Now, if we want to change gears and get over to the NFL, last week answered a few questions and changed a couple of seedings with the results. Our 2 number 1 seeds in each conference lost. I wasn't sure they belonged as the number 1 seeds. I wasn't convinced the Patriots were the best and the Bears were the best in those conferences.
Well,
and they lost. And
more surprising to me was the Bears being the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I was just last week I was going to say who surprised you more, the Bears or the Patriots as the number 1 seed? And do we believe in either
Yeah.
one?
The Patriots is a crazy. Nobody predicted the Patriots to be a number one.
No, and they're playing way better than expected. But that last place schedule helps a lot. But they split with Buffalo.
So you can say the same shit about the Bears because they played the last place
I know,
schedule
and
as well.
I was going to say that. Yep, you just beat me to it.
I'm
So
sorry.
no, but I was like, both teams were so similar for that reason.
They both got new head coaches.
I think your coach going over there has a lot to do with giving them an identity, and I think Caleb Williams has improved by leaps and bounds with his decision.
But the crazy part, like, if there was a Bears fan here, I'd shit all over him. But
There's one right there. Right there.
He's gone already. He's talking about Georgetown. Their defense has been good for years, and their defense is still good. Now they're starting to put together that offense. So does Ben Johnson? He helps them out big time, but that defense has already been.
But my thing is his influence on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was holding the ball way too long last year, and even if it's just that one improvement, he's not taking those sacks because he's not trying to scramble too long. He's not trying to. He wasn't reading his progressions as accurately as he is this year. I don't see him throwing a lot of interceptions. I don't see him making the mistakes. So he's not beating himself.
Yeah.
And then you're incorporating Swift, who he had experience.
With Johnson.
Yeah, with Johnson. He's incorporating him into the running game more. They're using both tight ends. They need help on their offensive line.
He's lost his best receiver. Well, I can't say
he's one of the best.
I can't say. Well, he was his favorite target.
Yeah.
So
they had that chemistry. So everybody was predicting that DJ Moore will have a big game this week, and because they lost two receivers.
He's gonna who?
Bird and the rookie's not playing either.
You sure?
I watched that on NFL Live. They said
Today?
He's doubtful, and Odunze's been ruled out already.
That's great.
So they said DJ Moore and the tight end would probably have big games. But back to that original question, going into last week before they both lost, did you see similarities, or did you think either one should have been a number one seed at that time? Like, was New England more of a legit number one seed than Chicago?
I
have similar stories.
That's crazy. Oh, Odunze's out.
Yes.
Burden's out.
Yes, I know. I saw that.
With New England, it was more of a. See, I want to say New England, but at the same time, if you look at that NFC North, it's crazy. It's more competitive. You got the Packers. You should have been Minnesota and
Detroit,
and you got Detroit, and you got some. I thought going into the season, the NFC North was probably the toughest division in the league. So that being said, like the Bears being at the top of the food chain was surprising. Also surprising.
Yeah, nobody expected it.
Especially the number one seed in the whole conference.
Nobody expected them.
Well, look how fine it was, because they literally went from number 1 to number 7.
Well, yeah.
Like in the blink of an eye.
NFC ain't no joke.
Yeah, NFC is no joke.
Yeah, but that's like last year with
Minnesota.
Yeah.
We were the second best record in the league.
And
we had to go on the road and play at the Rams
seed.
with a 14-3 record.
Yeah.
So they both lost last week, and now we got Denver and the Rams as the number one seeds. Is that more legit? Do you think they're more of the best teams now of the AFC and NFC? Do they represent the best?
In my opinion, yes.
Yes, especially with Denver. Denver has that legit defense.
The Rams did that.
Rams, I believe, more. And shout out to Brian for predicting that early on.
Yeah, I was just thinking that in my head.
I was like, I thought they were third. He said the Rams would be a Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, it was
the
Super
number
Bowl
one seed.
Yeah.
He predicted that, and I was like, the Rams ended up following through with that.
They sure did.
But now they got Devontae Adams hurt tonight, and hopefully that doesn't linger where they drop a couple of.
He's older in age, so that hamstring is going to linger.
Yeah.
My thing is, I picked Denver to win the AFC. The division.
Division, yeah. But I don't know. Brian picked up to be the representation in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's still not here yet.
No, but for them to be the number one seed overall,
Denver's the number one seed overall.
Yeah, and I give props to that. My thing is, I wanted to show the correlation between where things stood last week and how they, like Kevin brought, how they slid with one loss.
Yeah.
You were number one last week. Now you're like number 7.
Yeah.
New England was number 1 last week. They're still their conference. They're still leading their division, though.
Yeah.
So they're still the number 2 seed. But now you got to play in that play-in game. There's no easy games for New England to play. Whoever that 7 seed is, you don't want to run into a hot Texans team.
Wait a minute. And not only that, they might not even keep that seat because they got a tough game
They
this
might.
week.
Yeah, they
The
do.
Ravens.
They got Baltimore.
But
In Baltimore.
those games are going to
Yeah.
get tougher and tougher. That number 1 seed would have helped them out.
And
'cause
Baltimore-
they wouldn't have had to play that. first
Baltimore
round.
needs this game.
Baltimore's
Yes.
the backs against the wall.
In Baltimore.
Baltimore needs this game, and Baltimore needs us to win.
And you know what was exposed last week that I was really shocked, and I didn't realize about the injuries? New England's run defense was really exposed last week. And I think they're going to get a heavy dose of Mr. Henry. And I think Lamar might go back to running a little bit because I didn't know the Patriots lost Milton Williams, who was their number 1 run stopper. He's on injury reserve.
He is. Yep.
And then they lost who's the guy they got from the Raiders? The linebacker that was real good. White dude.
Oh,
He's out.
he is.
They're 2 of their best run stoppers.
Yeah.
The middle linebacker and the nose tackle. And I was like, I saw that today, and I said, I didn't even realize both of them were out.
And
And now you gotta go take on
Baltimore's
Derrick
starting
Henry?
to get healthy on their defensive side of the ball. They had
Oh,
one of their run stoppers who came back last week, I believe it was. What's his face came back?
Was it the one with the African name? No, he's the one with the neck injury. He's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
He's out for the season, but they had one of their run stoppers come back on the defensive
But the
side
only
of the
thing
ball.
that might derail, for the life of me, I don't know why they haven't been using Derrick Henry more the whole year. But now you have every reason to run it down their throat.
This is when Derrick Henry usually starts to.
Yeah.
Cold weather. You
Yeah.
don't want to throw the ball. And Lamar hasn't run the ball as much. I know he doesn't want to get hurt, but this is one game where he should utilize his legs a little more just to make them take the pressure off Henry. So they don't load the box against Henry, but
He's got to do something.
so the other thing, did anything surprise you guys about last week? There was a couple of other games.
Like the Chargers Chiefs. That game was low scoring. I thought it was going to be a little.
I was surprised with how ineffective the Chiefs were against the Chargers.
No, because
Mahomes
if you
didn't
look,
get hurt till real late.
yeah, if
They
you look
were
at
already
if you look at the first game of the season when they played each other, the Chargers pretty much handled them in that first game too. So it didn't really surprise me, but
No, I thought the Chargers were going to win. But I just thought it was going to be higher scoring.
yeah, me too. And,
And that's what I'm saying. The Chiefs' offense looks like it
The
went into neutral the last 3 or 4
if
weeks.
you look at it on
the weather
paper,
wasn't terrible.
yeah, you look at it on paper, the Chiefs' offense, you're like, wow. You look at their receiving core. You look at they got one of the greatest tight ends ever. You got Mahomes, obviously. You got a decent running back stable. It goes back down to their offensive line is letting them down. If they don't invest heavy in their offensive line to protect Mahomes these next couple of years, that so-called baby goat status is in jeopardy.
So there was 2 games last week that I'm particularly interested in talking about. The Broncos-Packers game and then the Lions-Rams game.
What about the Saints Panthers?
That was shocking, but 2 teams that
The Panthers are leading the division.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah,
No, they still got it.
they're in the
I thought
first place.
Tampa lost too.
Tampa lost.
Tampa lost
They
that
played each other
Thursday.
2 times in the next couple of weeks, or at least once.
Then I thought I saw something with Tampa.
They played this
They had
week.
them
They played this
some
week.
tiebreaker or something.
They play this
But
week.
before that,
Yeah, they play this week.
the Packers and Broncos game, 34-26.
Oh, shit.
It was in Denver, and it ended up being a lot more high-scoring game than I thought because both of those guys have good defenses. Now, Parsons did get hurt in that game, but Green Bay still has a strong defense, and the Broncos were not known for their offensive explosions. They put up 34 points. Bo Nix had to step up. I'm not a Bo Nix believer,
To me,
and that's the second time he's
He's an
stepped up.
Oregon guy. I don't care what anybody says. The guy can get it done.
Carolina's in
He's
trouble.
proving it to me. That's what I'm saying.
Carolina's in trouble. They play Tampa Bay this week, then Seattle, and then Tampa Bay again. So if they can just take care of Tampa Bay, they'll be all right. Yeah, but if Tampa Bay continues to get healthy like
They're
they have
probably
been,
one of the biggest surprises. Everybody talks about New England and the Bears, and people are underrating what the Panthers have done this year. That's a great
because
show of respect for their coaching staff. Like they put people, they took some retreads like Dowdell and Chuba Hubbard.
But
and
Dowdell,
Torrey
I think Dowdell left because he wasn't happy because he put up 1,000 over it.
he left because Dallas didn't offer him enough money, so
he wasn't happy.
he wasn't happy. Yeah,
Well, Dallas still,
Dowdell put up numbers.
he did. And he basically said it when they played the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. He
But
said
he
it. He
still
said, "I'm going to
wasn't
make them
made the
regret
feature
not signing me."
because he split time with Chuba Hubbard, who also had a good year. So they adapted that.
You know where he got lucky is when Chuba Hubbard went
Got
down
hurt.
for the
Because
first.
he got more.
Because he got the showcases,
Yeah.
and he stepped up and he did his shit.
But-
What he had 200.
Like 20 yards.
Oh, he had a couple-
2 or 3
20,
times.
80,
Like
2 or 3 times.
against the Cowboys.
And he was catching the ball out of the
Yeah.
backfield. The
At one
problem
point,
is
he
they
was
don't
the
have a
number
great
one rated
offensive line,
fantasy guy.
and he still did that work.
He was
Now-
putting in work.
Their number one draft pick, McMillan, has been everything and more that they hope because he can bail out Bryce Young when there's nobody else to get open because he's 6'5". It's like a young Mike Evans. When I watch him,
Last year they were talking about Bryce Young was done in the league.
Yeah,
They had benched him and
but
said
then he
was
played the
done.
last 4 games real good.
Yeah.
But then they gave him a go-to
He
wide
only,
receiver.
he only played the last 4 games because the other dude got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they get some offensive linemen on that team, because he gets another half second, that's a lot for a young quarterback.
Oh, hell
and they
yeah.
need a number 2 wide receiver. You can get a number 2 wide receiver in the second round, but they got to get that big ugly on the offensive line, similar to what the Patriots did. So that'll open up the running game even more because they got 2 guys who can run. But you need somebody who can be a pass protector to give Bryce Young a little bit more time, and then maybe in free agency or the draft. But that's a team I was impressed with. But the Green Bay game, the thing that impressed me was Denver's defense is so great, and Josh Jacobs went in there with a bulky knee and still played.
He balled out.
I don't know how he made it through the game. He
He
was.
balled out.
And then arguing with his coach. And his coach are not seeing eye to eye right now.
Hey, he got the job done on
Yeah,
that.
And he did it receiving and
Yeah.
rushing. He kept them in that game.
He did.
Mm. 'Cause
Their injury is going to hurt them.
Watson going down there.
Watson went
Watson
there.
gets hurt all the
But
time.
Micah
I
went
love
down
his
too.
ability. Yeah, Watson. I mean, Mike is done for the year.
Huh?
I don't know what Watson's injury is. I just know they said he's questionable for this
It
one.
was looked like when he did it.
Every
Looked like he
year.
did something to his shoulder.
And he was starting to play well.
Yeah,
There's,
he was.
there's not many 6'4" dudes with speed and good hands.
The good thing for Green Bay is they have a good stable of running backs. You know, you got Golden, you got
But the
Golden's a receiver.
yeah, but the running Eric Wilson, who's the
I'm talking
backup.
about Watson, the receiver for Green Bay.
Oh, you said running back.
And then
You said running back. No,
Oh,
you
did I
said
say-
Green Bay got a good stable of running back.
I meant to say
Oh.
wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Running back.
They do.
You know what the hell I meant.
Well, I was trying to think of the running backs when I heard it too.
Huh?
I was like,
you said running backs, and then
I
you
did,
said
I did.
Golden. I'm like, wait a minute, he's a receiver.
no, they have several because even Romeo Dobbs and Reed
Wicks.
and Wicks. Wicks has been the odd man out this year because the talent's
Yeah,
been so
not
good.
against Detroit in the last game.
So
He killed us.
I'm not worried about their wide receivers stepping in, but if Jacobs can't go, that makes it hot. I was surprised against that particular defense on the road how well Jacobs played.
I hope Jacobs can't go for 2 reasons.
I have him in 3 out of 4 fantasies, and I sat him, and now I'm out of the playoffs. I sat him for Jaylen Warren
Ooh.
in Paparazzi Rob's league, but it is what it is. But did you guys have any other takes on that particular game? Because I wanted to kind of touch on that other game too with your Lions and the Rams. Like, what was your take on that one? 2 close games and, and playoff teams.
We'd had no answer for Puka.
Nobody has an answer for Puka. It's not just you guys.
Yeah,
the whole league ain't got
that
an answer
dude
for
was-
him.
He might have an answer for himself with those anti-Semitic things. He
He
might be getting. He apologized today. but-
he said he didn't realize
know.
it, but I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but still, his gameplay is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
It's not just one thing about him.
It's
His
crazy.
hands are incredible.
Yeah.
His route running is incredible.
He's strong.
He's strong. He's fast. His yards after catch, everything about him. Once he gets the ball in his hands,
Yeah, he's a bull.
I see people hit him and they just bounce off him.
He's a
just
bull.
his brother likes stealing cars. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not part of sports.
The kid's a bull, man.
Yeah, he is. And then if you put Devontae Adams on the other side, it's like, you know, they have an unfair advantage there. It's crazy. I'm like, wow. Like,
Sucks that he got hurt.
yeah, it does. And he's not a spring chicken. I'm not saying he's old, but
And Corum stepping up for them.
oh yeah.
He
Not to
just
mention they
needs
got Williams.
opportunities.
Yeah,
And that will help keep Kyron Williams
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah,
they got a halfway decent tight end. Was it Hawkinson?
Well, he doesn't want to hear about that guy.
Hawkins.
That controversial catch.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
my
thought
thing
that
is,
was real questionable.
yeah. For one, I don't think it was a catch. For
Yeah.
2, he wasn't in the end zone. But what they replayed it. What can you do?
None. You gotta eat it.
That's
With
it.
the replay, they should have been able to tell.
Yeah.
We saw the replay. I was like, oh, that's getting overturned.
Ah,
I
me
was
too.
so shocked.
Me too. I'm like, what the?
When it
fuck?
stood, I was like,
Shit.
God,
Not
that's
only
crazy.
this, stood. He was a yard and a half, not
Sure,
even in
his
the
knee
end
was
zone,
down before-
and they still gave him a touchdown.
It's crazy. Some of the officiating this year is real
nuts. But
crazy.
hey, well, my thing is even if let's say he did catch it and he was down on the one, we would just our run defense wasn't doing shit this game.
I think in Detroit, the last 2 years, you guys got hit with the injury bug bad, man. The last 2 years, man, it's crazy. I know everybody always like injury's part of the game. I get it, but it's still it factors into it. It's tough.
But it seems like Detroit and the 49ers have it happen.
Yeah, the 49ers.
Oh my God, the
49ers
is even worse.
And still finding a way to be winning franchises, but not great because of the injuries.
Yeah, it would be tough.
They lost probably one of the best linebackers in the game, Wagner. That was crazy. And Bosa too, right? Yeah, they lost Bosa too. Yeah. And then the whole thing with Ayuk, like he's not even
gonna suit up.
He's gonna get. I don't know if he's gonna get traded. I don't know what, because he signed a new contract, so they cut years on him.
Did they sign him?
They signed him before he got hurt. Then he came back because he had missed the whole training camp. He got hurt 2 weeks into the season.
They're talking about trying to recoup their signing bonus and everything.
Lions defensive backs get hurt a lot.
Nah, it's not even a defensive backs, really. Or
but
Branch.
The more I saw Mr. Hutchinson's play the last couple of weeks, I keep imagining what if he would have made it back last year, because he's a game changer.
Yeah, but the crazy part about it is he's not performing the way he should be right now. They're doubling him.
They're doubling him because the person on the other end is not doing their job.
There he is. He's got more sacks than Hutchinson right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got more sacks.
Hutchinson was what? Was it when he got hurt? Was it his knee?
Nah, his ankle.
His ankle. Oh, it's still that foot injury.
But he's getting double teamed every week. The other guy's got single coverage.
This could be a confidence thing in his head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're out there.
Don't get me wrong. He's right there. But he's not.
It's not. Every time I watch,
it's not always about the sack. It's the pressures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, getting somebody off their mark. They're like their little sweet spot when they're shooting. And then with football, it's getting the quarterback to move a little bit to his left, getting out of his comfort zone when he's throwing the ball. That's all it is it's not necessarily always a sack. It's just disrupting it.
But the key to that defense is Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
I hated that draft pick when they took him.
Everybody did.
And I was like, what is wrong with this dude?
There's so many
in his
people,
image.
There's so many people that didn't like the Gibbs or the Campbell pick.
I didn't mind the Gibbs.
At 12?
And you already had Swift. But I was like, why Campbell that early? I thought that you could have got him in the second round. If they didn't draft him, I don't know if another team had him that high on their board. But he really liked him.
They didn't want to take that chance.
That's right. Yeah. They just said we're grabbing it. But Gibbs turned out to be, that was another one.
So,
they knew better than we did because we questioned both those moves.
Yeah.
Was it a good thing or a bad thing?
It ended up being a good thing.
Great thing.
Great thing.
So there was one other game that was kind of questionable. That Colts-Seahawks game ended up being close but very low scoring. And I know a lot of it had to do with the quarterback situation with Indy. Rivers went in and
they might be done.
And that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Are they done without
they just activated Anthony Richardson.
They opened his portal window
for 21 days.
Yeah, so anytime, but that's just insurance if Rivers gets hurt, because
I don't think Rivers is the answer.
I think they broke his confidence. Yeah, but I don't know if they stick him back in. I don't think when he comes
Rivers
back
from
old man Rivers. They used to be.
Didn't they just open up Anthony Richardson's?
Today.
Yeah, he's got 3 weeks to be activated.
21 days.
He broke his eye socket.
21 days.
I honestly would roll with him. Rivers is too old and he looks fat.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah. So why not lean on Taylor even more right now? He was showing between him and Gibbs, they were 1A and 1B for best running backs in the league.
I honestly think somebody did him a solid with Rivers because his whole health plan starts again.
And he only got like 21 kids.
Yeah.
But he made the first line for the Hall of Fame. Now we can start all over again.
Oh yeah,
because he made one play. One play. As soon as he got that one snap, his retirement.
He can't get in.
Nope.
Was it 5 years?
5.
Yeah. He's going to be a game manager. I don't think he can win it with his arm. But when you got a Jonathan Taylor, I think they should lean on him and they should use the tight end as much as possible. Because I don't think he never had a strong arm.
Is Sauce back? Is he playing?
I don't know.
Is he playing this week?
He missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I
he
don't think
did.
he's played yet.
Yeah. It's the running game and the defense are always.
But I think Indy's going to play. They're 8-6 now. They
have what, Seattle right now?
Yeah, they lost to Seattle last week.
Oh no,
They could have
got a
won.
tough game.
Game they could have won though.
Yeah, it was
were in that
18-16.
game. Yeah.
Seattle did not, because Sam Darnold was another one who's doing the same thing.
Is it San Francisco they play this week?
What's that? Let me see.
Colts play.
San Francisco, isn't it?
Yeah, 49ers.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday
That's
night.
why it was the last game.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. And I think the game's at the Colts.
That's that. And
It's in Indy.
But, 10-4. 49ers are starting to get a little healthy. McCaffrey stayed healthy. They're getting a couple of guys back on defense, which I think is their real thing, because after you lose the linebacker they lost, that you were saying was one of the best linebackers.
Wagner. Yep.
Fred.
Wagner.
No, it wasn't Wagner.
Not Wagner.
Fred
Warner.
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 I don't know what the hell I said. Wagner. Wow.
But he's the heart and soul of their defense, and then they lost Bolsa too. But similar to Detroit, they plug and play right now with all those injuries. They're still 10-4, and I think that's going to be a tough game for the Colts. I see the Colts losing that game, and then they'll be 8-7.
Yeah, no, they're already out of the playoffs picture right now.
Yeah, but they still have a chance to get back in because they're 8-6. If they won their last couple of games,
Get back
the
in.
Colts.
Oh, the Colts. Yeah.
Get back in where?
They're not eliminated from the top 7
No.
playoff spots.
They're not.
They're just out of first place in their division.
They're not in the top 7.
They're in range. I'm saying they still have a reason to play for that top 7 to get into the playoffs. They're in range. Like if they won 2 out of their last 3 games, they can still make the playoffs because they would be
they're
10-7.
They're literally a game out of the
They're
last
competing
wild
with
card.
the Texans,
Yeah.
and they're competing with whoever Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Whoever loses that division would be competing with them for the
No,
last spot.
whoever loses that division is not getting in.
Yeah, okay.
Houston and Indy are a game apart.
Yeah, but
For-
Houston's
for
playing
the
better
division.
and healthy right now. I like the way Houston's defense has come. They're the number 1 defense in the league.
Them
And
bookends.
now Stroud
Them
looked like he
bookends
learned
are
something
tough.
sitting out watching Davis.
Yeah.
He's making better decisions.
Davis in the loose, so he's like,
Yeah,
if I don't pick it up, I'm losing
But I
my
think
job.
he watched, what was going on the field and realized this is where I was going wrong. I'm not. His relationship with Nico Collins seemed to not be as strong as last year.
But think of it like this, though. Like you said,
He got no running game.
they're messing with the Texans, right? They got the 49ers. Texans got Vegas.
Yeah.
That's this week, yeah.
Yeah. The Texans are
But
number 1
there's 3
defense in the
games
league.
left. And I was just like, yeah. So the Texans can gain on them this week, and then who knows? I don't know what their schedules are for the Texans or the Colts. But with your 3rd string quarterback coming in off the bench, 45 years old, whatever, he thinks he's Tom Brady.
Next week, Texans play the Chargers, and the Colts play the Jaguars.
Jaguars are up in, and that's the leader in that division.
Yeah. I said it was between Houston and Indy.
I think Indy falls, and I think Houston and the Jaguars win, but I think Indy's going to be the odd team out.
Yep. Yeah,
And
Houston.
I feel bad because they were playing so well, and the whole Daniel Jones story was a feel-good story, and Jonathan Taylor doing his thing, and the rookie tight end Tyler Ward, and then all of a sudden Daniel Jones
Week 18, Colts at Texans.
for all the marbles.
Oof.
But I think if everybody stays healthy, we know Daniel Jones ain't coming back. So is that going to be a Richardson try, or is Rivers going to hold up to be able to make it that long, or is he going to be a difference maker? You better find your identity, and correct me if I'm wrong. You got a heavy dose of Jonathan Taylor. I'm giving the ball to him and saying, you got to stop me in all 3 games. I'm running the ball down your throat until you can show me you can stop me.
Absolutely.
And you pick and pop with Tyler Warren. You don't have a down the field quarterback to go to to Alec Pierce and who's your Pittman. Them guys are down. He doesn't have the accuracy and the long distance throw to do that. But you can hit the tight end for 10 or 15 yards.
Sure can.
You can hit Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. But hey, Jonathan Taylor, you're getting the ball 30 times. We're riding you. We have to. We didn't want to burn you out. They didn't overload him at the first half of the year. But if you got to ride him these last 3 games,
overload him. But he fucking got a lot of work in.
He did.
Get ready, youngster.
So, were there any other games that stuck out to you guys?
No.
So, what about the injuries last week? That was a real bad
That's tough.
week for injuries. We talked about Parsons out for the year, and then who's
Mahomes.
the other? Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes.
Both those guys are going to linger in next year, but I think it affects Kansas City more because it's their quarterback. And I think he controls more of Kansas City's success than Parsons can on defense.
The reports is saying, the thing is
9 months recovery.
Yeah, KC's already out of it. You know, Green Bay is still vying. They could still vie for a top seed in the NFC. It's going to be tough for them. But Green Bay, you know, their defense will be all right. But having them bookends makes a big difference. They still have a good running game.
They still have Gary.
They still have Gary. They still have a halfway good defense.
Yeah, they just don't have that ultimate chess piece that you can move around on defense.
Yeah,
you have to game plan for.
Yeah, Micah could literally wreck a game all by himself.
He makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So Green Bay, I think it's in the short term. I think it's more so Green Bay with a bigger loss in my eyes.
Green Bay has the Bears this week.
Yep.
Then they have the Ravens, which Ravens need the game.
Ravens are desperate.
Week 18, they got you guys.
Ravens got to win their division or go home. There's no other way for them to get in.
Yeah, it's just and they play week 18, the Ravens and the Steelers.
Yep.
And then week 18, you guys get the Packers. You'll be playing for a lottery pick.
So I'm going to go to Kev real quick, not to be funny, but to break down the Minnesota-Dallas game.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Because I thought Dallas was hitting their stride, and I wasn't giving us a chance in hell. And then McCarthy plays decent.
And
every quarterback plays decent against Dallas. Yeah. It doesn't matter who they are.
He only played decent that one quarter, first game of the year against the Bears, and then I saw horribleness the rest of the year. And then all of a sudden, right when I'm ready to give up on him, he looks halfway decent against.
Everybody plays decent against the Cowboys secondary is trash.
So that's the big eyesore.
That and basically.
I'm holding on to one other thing that I'm noticing with Dallas the last couple of weeks.
Brandon Aubrey is the MVP.
Yeah, they
he missed a couple of kicks in that game.
Two.
Yeah, they missed 2 all year.
I think with Dallas is still some of their play calling is questionable, and the fact that they have Brandon Aubrey, who's pretty much good from anywhere from 65 yards in. I think they rely on that a little too much. Where they're like, "Hey, we got Brandon Aubrey," and I think it affects their play calling. I'm hesitant to say, but you know what I'm saying. Like when I've sat here and I've been Eberflus, the defensive coordinator, I kind of like Schottenheimer as a coach, but at the end of the day, one of them players gonna hold themselves accountable. At the end of the day, you can put everybody on defense, even someone with the offense, like CD with all his drops.
I was going to bring up Pickens disappearing the last 2 weeks.
And that was my next thing. Pickens just not running routes.
It's like he's motivated.
It's like he's already...
3 catches for 33 yards.
Yeah. He was dominating the first...
It's like he's
3 quarters of the year, and then the last 2 or 3 games, it's like he's not
packed
motivated.
it in. No, he's not. It's like he's
ever since Lamb came back healthy, it's like you don't appreciate what I did when Lamb was out. You're not featuring me.
He had a good game when Lamb
only had
came
6
back.
targets.
Yeah, the last couple of games, but when Lamb was out, he was looking like a number 1 wide receiver, and I was like, wow, he's going to cost you guys some money in the offseason. And for whatever reason, it looks like he hasn't been motivated. They isolated plays in the highlights where he wasn't even blocking. It didn't look like he was, because the ball wasn't going to him. It looked like he wasn't invested into the game.
What hurt Dallas?
What it came down to is when the lineman got hurt. When he was already replacing what's his face, and then the third string tackle came in. That really that made a big difference in the game. Not to say like injuries are part of the game, but it's just like Dallas shot itself in the foot too many times, and they're reaping what they sowed.
And what didn't help you guys at all? No, you guys had 0 sacks.
Yeah.
I think their image on the defensive line has changed. Their run stoppers now with the 2 guys in the middle. Oh, and Quentin Williams, he came back in though, right?
Yeah, he went down, but then he got hurt again.
I remember him coming back in. I remember him getting hurt, and I said, "Oh,
he got hurt after
he's been playing incredible since you acquired him." But now
he had a pick.
Huh?
He had an interception.
He did.
Yeah, the first play of the game. I was like, here we go. And then after that, McCarthy settled down and played well. I couldn't understand that. But
If you remember that, I mean, to cut you off, McCarthy literally walked up the field smiling. Like, he was literally smiling after that happened. He literally was just like, okay.
that was just a freak thing. That wasn't like a bad decision. Somebody deflected it, and this big old offensive lineman happened to intercept it. But on my end of it, that might be a confidence builder that McCarthy needed because it was on the road, albeit against a defense with a bad secondary. But he started off bad with a horrible play, and he was able to overcome that and play well enough to lead the team to victory. He was obviously our offensive focal point last game. I've never seen him play consistently like that for a whole game. So now I'm like, I hate being in this position. Like, yo, he's trash. We need another quarterback. And then he shows a flash. And I'm like, is that what everybody's seeing in practice? Like, he shows the flashes. He just hasn't been consistent. But if he can play like that on a regular basis, things might look better. But
I don't know. I don't know if JJ wants him there.
JJ said that that's his guy.
Yeah. 2 for 22.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good combination with JJ. Naylor was their leading receiver last game, I think.
Well,
The last two games.
no. Hawkinson 4 for 66.
Naylor had 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, he had 2
That's what
touchdowns.
I mean. Like,
Jordan Addison 2 for 66. Naylor was 3 for 47.
So how many completions did he have altogether?
15.
And half of them went to those 3 guys. But Jefferson had a few catches. But his wide receivers.
Jefferson had 2. Jones had 3. Naylor had 3. Hawkinson had 4. Addison had 2.
That's 14.
And then Josh Oliver had 1.
All right. He's not going to beat you. They're not going to take the training wheels off him just yet. He has the wide receivers to be there. That was the first. You know what else I thought made a big difference? What Kev said was one thing with the defensive secondary in Dallas. Our offensive line was intact for only the second time this season. That everybody played together.
Darrisaw didn't play.
I thought he did.
Nope.
Because they said that at the beginning of the game.
Darrisaw was out.
And the funniest thing, I was just reading on my phone, Deron Bland, possible second foot surgery.
Damn, they already don't got the other part of the Diggs.
Oh, Diggs is saying he's healthy, but I think Dallas is done with Diggs. I mean, if you think about it, that's $180 million between the two in their secondary.
And you'd rather have Bland than Diggs.
Bland's getting 90, right?
Yeah, and so is Diggs. Diggs signed for 90.
He signed for 92?
Yeah, like 3 years ago he signed for 90. 5 years.
So he only got 1 year left.
They both got about 5 years, $90 million.
I don't know if anybody would want to take on Diggs in the last year because if he signed 3 years, $90 million, you said, or what was the length of their contract?
It was like 5 years, $90 million.
So he's in like the third year of his contract.
The third or fourth.
Somebody would have to.
Deron Bland just signed like this year. Yeah, it was this year he signed. When they got rid of Micah, they signed Deron Bland. They signed Deron Bland and they signed somebody else. But then you have too much money invested. Like Iggy Udoka, he signed for a big contract. And then there's one other person that you're going to have to make a decision about. Like,
how about that linebacker that was hurt, Overton or whatever? Is he?
Overshawn.
Overshawn.
He's not completely healthy yet. I mean, he shows flashes of what he can be.
No, he makes a big difference.
But he doesn't. But they don't blitz him. They don't blitz him like they did.
Do they have to sign him this year, or does he have more time?
No, he has more time. He has. This is either his third year on his. This is his third year, so next year's his fourth year. Yeah. So he's still on his rookie deal, and they have time.
So if you take over as GM, are you going after defensive ends or defensive backs?
I'm
top 10 pick.
I'm definitely going after a pass rusher. Definitely, it's my first pick as a pass rusher.
You need both. You need pass rushers.
But the young kid they got from BC is Arakazu or whatever his name is. He's decent. He just needs to put on a little bit of weight.
I like the kid Rebel from East Carolina.
I do like him, but you really
that's a D-back, right?
Yeah, Rebel.
He's only played like 3 games.
Yeah, you really don't know
college and missed his
who he is yet because he's like
give him a chance.
Oh yeah, I would go roll with him over the other two. I mean, I think they're gonna have to keep Bland because there's no way possible you're gonna trade him or you can't bench him or whatever. He has just too much money. But I think Bland is legitly hurt. You could see it sometimes. He shows flashes.
Well, he's not going to become himself again.
Yeah, so I think Bland, you might as well just sit down, especially once you guys lose this weekend because there's no way in hell they're beating the Chargers. I don't see it. They're in California. Yeah, they're on the road. There's no way in hell. not with the team that they
Dallas'
showed up
record
with.
in LA isn't that good either.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. So it's I don't even know why we're wasting our time talking about this team. But anyways,
they got a 0.8% chance.
yeah, they
rounded
have
up
less
to
than 1%. Yeah, 1% chance.
I
of
saw
making
them breaking
playoffs.
it down on NFL Live. They said, I did the math. It's actually a 0.8% chance. They need
I
Philly
don't
to lose
even-
all three games,
because-
and Dallas needs to win all.
Because they're the Dallas Cowboys and they're the most lucrative franchise, as in money wise, as in but whatever. They're trash. They're garbage.
But with the trades you made and the draft picks you got coming up, it's not the worst thing in the world
You got 2 draft
for
picks
you guys. Yeah, but
for Micah. Now,
their own draft pick will move up.
26 and 27, or is it 2 26s?
No, they got a
No, because it was 2
26
first
and
round. Yeah, it's
27.
got to be 20.
But they got their own and the other pick from Mike. They got Green Bay. Green Bay's is going to be at the end of the first round because they're still playing. But Dallas can move up from top 14 to top 10 to top maybe 7 if they lose their last 3 games.
30
And they're going to lose this week.
30 blipping years since Dallas has done anything. Just sit all your starters down, play some freaking backups, and call it a fucking season. Excuse my French. I'm sorry.
You're definitely going defense with the 2 first-round picks. Because I think their offense is still one of
Their offense is tough.
highly
Man.
rated
Oh,
offenses.
They're in the top
if they
5.
keep Pickens, because I don't know
Right now,
Pickens' attitude, I don't know.
They're top 5, but do they want to pay him?
Listen,
That's just it.
what's
With the
his-
money they saved
what's-
on Parsons, they better save.
What's the defensive coordinator's name that's on First Take? He said you have a Super Bowl caliber offense with a backyard defense, basically.
You know what stat I saw about Dallas that's going to blow your mind? Number 1 scoring offense and the worst defense.
Yeah, it's them and the Bengals. And
It's going to be the first ones that had
Yep.
the best and the worst.
Yep.
Your offense is ranked number 1 and your defense is ranked last.
Terrible.
They're going to be the first team to finish
Terrible.
like that.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Sound like Charles Barkley. All right, next topic. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys anymore. It's depressing.
All right. Well, there was some news in boxing this week. Bud Crawford supposedly retiring because I don't believe it. I think it's a posturing move because, yeah, he's 38, so he doesn't have time to wait around for any other big fights. And the only thing on the table that's attracted him is the rematch, because I don't think a fight with Enos is really as big as people think.
And this is not a big attraction.
right, and neither is none of the child.
And not for nothing,
So
Bud
why fight at 38? against anybody?
Bud wasn't a big attraction either until recent.
Well, the Spence fighting in this.
Yeah, until recent.
And I think people underestimate the guy he fought before.
The white dude?
Yeah, the guy from the other country there. He's
The white
tough.
dude, he knocked him down.
Yeah, he's tough, man. I can't remember his name. But what do we make out of this? Is it a posturing move, or is Bud just saying, I'm 38, I'm not going to take a chance of tarnishing my record? I don't think his skills have depleted yet.
No.
I think
no.
he can beat anybody out there.
I think his skills are better now than what it was when he first started.
I think that the Prince is going to want him to fight again, and he's going to make him an insane offer. But I think Crawford's going to make it obvious. I only want to fight Alvarez again. And instead of getting, I don't know what he got last time, 50 million. This time he wants the 100 million.
Yeah, I don't.
And he'll do that.
That's the most money he's ever had. That's probably why he don't care if he fights or not.
Yeah, he never had anything close to that.
Yeah,
Even the
if
Errol
you-
Spence fight wasn't huge.
If you look at the chart of the money he's made over his boxing career, as opposed to somebody like Canelo, it's damn near criminal. Like he's made peanuts compared to somebody like
Just
Canelo.
because he's
So
not
I think
box
it's
office draw.
yeah. I think it's a ploy of him getting the biggest contract possible. I could really see the Prince signing
Yes.
Crawford to
Let's
like,
get that rematch. It
Right.
was a good fight,
Right, yeah.
but he dominated.
to like a 2-3 fight deal for like a couple $100 million. I can really see that because what other fighters do you really want to see him see? Like, you know,
Especially at 38.
I want to see him go back to 160.
and fight who?
I forgot to do his name.
Janabek was the guy I was trying to think his name was something
I forget to do his name, but he's the champ right now. That would be a good fight
at 160.
at 160. What the hell's his name? I can't think of it. Where's Tommy when you need him?
Not Fedora, not but if this was, until we find out that name, if this was his last fight, where do we rank him all time?
That's a tough
Is
one.
his career? Because I think his only defining moments were
They're
the
saying-
Spence and
They're saying he only had 2 really big fights.
but it's not his fault. because they said he had bad management at the beginning of his career, and they steered him away from some of the more impactful fights because they were trying to build his resume and this and that. And that's why he separated with his old management, because he wanted to take on those fights, and the management was kind of protecting him, saying, just keep building up, keep that old going, keep that old going. And he believed in himself, and the management didn't. And I think that hurt his career. There might have been, I don't know what other big fights he possibly could have had unless he fought Pacquiao earlier on in his career or something, because Pacquiao was on his way out when Crawford, because Pacquiao was only like 4 years older than him. You found that name?
I'm looking at the names now, and I still don't know who you was talking about.
I think it was Laura, but it was either Laura or
Irizarry Lara?
He's
40 years old now. I remember
Ali,
he fought Canelo, and I
he's,
thought
he's a WBA champ. Laura is a champ.
Yeah, he just fought like 2 weeks ago.
Actually, it was Jennebeck Alim Khan. I can't even say that.
That's the guy that Crawford beat.
Yeah,
That's the guy that knocked Crawford down.
He's a 160-pound champ. And the only one you got is Adams.
Yeah.
It's Carlos
but
Adams.
he's got 2 belts. I want to say it was him. They were saying that Crawford should go to 160 to unify that belt again.
Yeah.
Unify all those belts, and then
If he doesn't fight Alvarez, that might be his best move. But he's like, that's not going to get me the money I want. How much money is he going to get to take that 160 fight, as opposed to saying, I know Canelo wants a rematch. Canelo wants to go after his legacy, and he'll train harder. I guarantee Canelo fights a better fight the second time, but I don't think he beats Crawford. But it'll probably be a better show, and he'll be more aggressive. He'll go all out. But I think that Crawford is thinking about retiring, and if he is going to fight, he wants to go out.
What do you mean?
$100 million.
He already did it.
Huh?
He already did it. You didn't think about it. He did it.
You can come out of retirement whenever.
Oh, I
you
know,
want.
but
But I think that if they offered him that Canelo fight next week, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to say, "You paid Canelo $100 million to be fit." Yeah, that was my highest. If you want us to fight, I got to beat $100 million. Now, if you want to pay Canelo $100 million, also,
he's the
as
champ.
long as I get my $100 million, I don't care. And the Sheik will do it.
With him being a champ, he should get more.
A regular promoter, won't make money paying them both $100 million. The Sheik doesn't care.
No, hell no.
He doesn't care about the
money.
And guess what? Everybody if that fight's in Saudi Arabia again or Dubai or whatever, the immigrants, I guarantee those ticket prices are astronomical that nobody in the United States is paying those prices because they all got money. It's probably $100,000 a ticket to go see that fight. And they're like, that's like $100 to us.
Yeah, 20,000.
So they might generate that money off live ticket gate, but they're not worried about making money. They just want that to be because that's going to help the tourism. That's going to help bring more attention to that area. And they're going to get the credit for making that fight happen twice. But I was a little shocked when I saw that.
What do we think about the fight tomorrow night?
Which one's tomorrow night?
That's the Jake Paul.
I still think it's going to be scripted somehow.
Yeah, of course it is.
Now, they had rules saying that Joshua couldn't come in over 260 pounds. He came in at 263.
240.
No.
He came in at 240. He was at 263 his last fight.
Oh,
he came in at 240.
Then maybe he came in at 243 and he's supposed to fight
at 240.
size
Difference between them?
Yeah, 6 inches. Yeah. And Jake Paul lost weight. He fought Tyson at 220 something. He's fighting this one at 216. And he's 6 inches smaller. That's not a fair fight. No other boxers are going to be able to fight with that much of a height difference. And unless Nora, he's real tall. But I don't see him having a chance against a real bona fide person in the real world like Joshua.
There's no way.
Joshua going to be making a payday. I'd rather see the girls fight on that card.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Long God.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
I saw her pose now and I was like, she a swimsuit model?
Yeah, she's bad.
I can't wait to see that because I'm not interested at all in this Jake Paul.
No, but I'll watch the Baumgarten fight. But I just think that's another the fix is in. Jake Paul's not going to look bad. They're not going to allow him to look bad.
No.
Joshua's career is kind of trending downhill, but it's still a name.
There's so much stimulations to this shit. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Can't hit me hard. Like, come on. What the hell was that?
You have to just put them big freaking.
He just didn't want to give up that lost money that he would have had with the Tank Davis fight, so he got this guy to step in late. And now he's got Joshua saying all the right things. I don't care about no damn. I'm going in there to show that I'm the better fighter and blah, blah, blah. So Joshua's like, I don't care about this fixed fight. You're giving me more money than I would get if I was in boxing. Jake Paul is still a master manipulator when it comes to promotions. He made all his fame on YouTube. He acquired all those fans. He has a huge following. He gets more gate money and more pay-per-views than any other boxer out there right now, except maybe Canelo. But he's also the promoter.
Yeah.
So he can pay. He's making the most. The promoters make all the big money in these fights.
He's the judge, jury, and executioner in this.
He's getting paid as a fighter and a promoter.
Yeah.
MVP promotions.
And he's also making sure that everybody on the undercard makes more money. We had that all women's fight on the undercard.
Oh God,
that was a success. All them girls were like, "Whoa, we'll always fight on your card." They see money they'll never see again fighting on that card. And then he still paid himself as a fighter. And after everybody was paid, now he gets to promote the promoter's cut. He's a smart businessman. I don't respect him as a fighter, but I respect him as a businessman.
Just striking while the iron's hot. That's all he's doing. He's cornering his own market.
So, back to the original question: where does Crawford rank if he's done fighting? Is he top 5?
Definitely.
I would have to say so.
In comparison to Mayweather, Mayweather was 50-0, Crawford 42-0. Has one had a more start? Because I can make the same argument as they didn't fight the best guys, but you fought who was there. It's just they didn't have a lot of the big names in their divisions coming up, and they both started at lower weights. We all know the lower weights don't pay as much. You have to keep moving up until you get that big money. It was late in the career for both of them.
I still say Crawford.
Crawford over Mayweather?
Yep.
So then he's definitely in the top 5 because I put Mayweather in the top 5. I just don't know if I put him.
I don't know if I put him ahead of Mayweather.
You want to put Crawford ahead of Mayweather?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
Are there 3 other fighters that we can say would occupy spots higher than Mayweather and Crawford for their careers? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, who would we consider?
What up, Joel?
Good question. You're breaking in?
Yeah, the cleaning crew.
I don't know if you want that, Joel. We're undefeated after a loss.
And both teams need to win that game.
We're undefeated after a loss. We haven't lost 2 games in a row in 3 years.
Where's the game at?
I think it's in Detroit.
That would help Detroit big time because
our next 2 we were away with LA. I think we're home with that, and then we're away with Chicago. Who we playing with? I can't remember.
At Lions.
Yeah.
8-6, both teams.
Oh, and then we're home.
Whoever loses is eliminated from the playoffs.
We're away with you.
Oh.
So.
But that's not a big difference because we both play in domes.
Yeah.
But the Pittsburgh, if it was in Pittsburgh, you might be playing the snowy
Pittsburgh's
conditions.
not eliminated because they're a game up on Baltimore now, and they play each other.
7-7.
Pittsburgh 7-7. I thought
They're both 8-6. Steelers 8-6, Lions 8-6.
Well, yeah.
Baltimore's 7-7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pittsburgh's a game up on, so they can afford to lose a game because they play Baltimore again. What it's going to come down to is going to be that last game, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Winner gets in, loser goes home. That's what it's going to come down to.
If Baltimore's going to beat the Patriots.
This is true. If they both win, if they win, and
I love that there's good, meaningful games where teams got to earn their way in this year.
Yeah,
and they get to play the person that they're competing with. Baltimore and Pittsburgh are going to be playing each other.
There's a long way to go to decide.
Now, what do you think about that game tonight?
I think
both those teams are 11-3.
I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
You don't think we're going to see a reminiscence of what the Rams did to Donald when he was in Minnesota last year? I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Donald tonight up the middle. Yeah. And Minnesota did it to him when we played him. He didn't like that pressure. No. And the Rams without Devontae Adams means Puka's going to have to do everything. But do we see Cooper Kupp come to life now? Oh, no, Cooper Kupp's on Seattle. That's right.
Cooper Kupp playing
against him. He's playing against him, yeah. But
Cooper Kupp's actually had a good couple of weeks. He was asked a couple of weeks ago, but he's actually had a good couple of games. I'm not saying
because that other guy hasn't been really doing anything.
Yeah.
But the game is in Seattle, which I think helps Seattle because that fan base that loudness in that stadium.
Like the 12th man up
Yeah.
there, man. It's crazy. The decibel rate is nuts when you go there.
And I saw the field covered. I thought they said cold, rainy, but they had the field covered, so it's not going to be like the warmest of games. So the Rams might not be loving it too much.
They don't like the cold.
But I don't know. Seattle, not only are they losing Devontae Adams, they better figure out their running game because they don't let either Charbonneau or Kenneth Walker get into a groove. It's like they're both getting 8 carries a game. And, you know, running backs get into a groove and they start feeling like, all right, I'm getting better as time goes on.
And Walker's the man. I like Walker.
Yeah. I need Walker to get some carries today. But everything's going to be Smith Enigma.
Yep.
But if you take that away and Donald gets that pressure up the middle like the Rams in Detroit did to him when he was in Minnesota, and Minnesota just did it to him last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. I don't know. I'm wondering if Donald's going to collapse again toward the end of the season into the playoffs against the better teams. The thing is, they're playing in Seattle. So I think both defenses will come to play because Seattle's defense has been playing well.
Yeah.
But interesting stat. I wonder if you know because it's your guy. Do you know the difference between the number 1 and number 2 passing TDs for quarterbacks in the league is? You know who's number 1 and you know who's number 2?
I know. Stafford's number 1.
Yep. 37.
Is this
And the next person's 19 behind him.
19? Yeah.
Passing touchdowns. But he's had a game where he's had 5 and 2 games he's had 4. That game overseas, he had 5. I was like, what? I saw it said he had 37 touchdowns. And the number 2 guy, I don't know. It was like 19 or 21 or something like that.
No,
but it was a big difference between number 1. It might have been a 17 difference. Maybe the other person had 19. No, because he had 37. But it was like a 17 or 19 point. They said the second place dude is so far behind.
For passing touchdowns?
Yeah.
It's only 8 behind. It's Goff and Stafford.
Oh, Goff was number 2 guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Goff has more than 19.
Yeah. Goff has 29. Stafford has 37. And who's number 3?
Yeah. All right. You said Goff has 19?
29.
Oh, 29. All right. 37.
That bum from Dallas has 26. He's in 3rd. I can't
Right,
really call
he's
Dak
8
a bum.
TDs ahead of the
I'm
second
sorry,
place
Dak. You're not a bum.
No, Dak's actually had a good year. Your whole offense has had a good year. It's just, it's going to take a lot of work. There was no quick fix for the Dallas defense. So that's a work in progress. Everybody hated the Parsons trade, but we'll see what happens after the draft pick come in. And you got two nose tackles that should be around for a while.
As soon as Parsons got hurt, everybody was posting. Dallas won the trade. I thought that was the most
stupid,
messed up thing in the world.
That's to be determined.
Yeah,
you have to see what those picks turn into.
Yeah.
2 this year, and then you're going to have 2 next. Well, you get 1 from each, but you're going to have your own pick and Green Bay's pick for the next 2 years.
Two number 1s next 2 years.
No, we gave away one of them picks with the trade to the Jets.
Oh, from Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But still, he's worth it.
Oh yeah, I didn't say he never was. He's young. He's been an All-Pro a couple of years.
If they can get 1 pass rusher in the draft, then maybe they sign somebody in free agency. We don't know who's going to be available.
I just Dallas doesn't have the money to sign Pickens. If Pickens is probably gonna get somewhere close.
Even with Parsons' contract.
Yeah, he's gonna get somewhere close to a max contract.
Hey, this is the practice guy.
I don't think
Eberflus sucks.
He does. Yeah, I don't think. To be honest, do you really want 2 number 1 receivers and allotted all that money to, when your defense is that bad?
But look how much of a difference.
I get the type of difference it makes, but still, what difference did it make this year? None, because we're going to miss the playoffs and be under 500.
How do you feel about that kid Flournoy, whatever?
I like Flournoy.
Can he step up to be number 2?
He's been working out this last 3 weeks.
If you gamble with him.
What I think with Dallas is I just Pickens is who he is. He's hit or miss. Either he's that bright light in the sky, or he's that dude that's not running his 10-yard slant.
Yeah, his attitude is going to change.
His attitude has changed.
Into the game.
And I'm not saying he's not.
Play or not.
When he's an all-world. He has the ability to be a number one receiver on any given Sunday for a whole season, for a couple more years down the road. But it's when things are not going his way, are you packing it up? You know, guys are not. It's not a good look, because if you're running the same type of with the same mannerisms, same route, like you are getting the ball every time you're in there, guys will never know. He doesn't do that. He's a dead giveaway sometimes. You'll see the way he comes off the line. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that about somebody.
No intensity.
No nothing. There's no urgency. There's no seriousness about your game. And it's just who he is.
These guys are starting to see what Pittsburgh
got rid of it.
had.
He was the number one, but I thought because they didn't have a strong quarterback playing in Pittsburgh, that maybe that's why. But playing with Dak is definitely a benefit. But his attitude hasn't changed.
And here's the thing: he's like, I've never played with nobody like Dak. He's the most prepared guy I've ever played with. So shouldn't that signify something in your head?
That's not
to be
calling
like,
the offense. The offensive coordinator is like, okay, we're running this play.
And not for that, he sees what CD does.
Yeah.
You know who would be a great mentor if he could? I don't know if Dallas. They need somebody like a Hines Ward, because when Hines Ward played, whether he had the ball coming his way or not, that dude was blocking everybody.
He's one of the best blocking
like
wide receivers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Hines
you
Ward.
don't have to have the ball to affect the game.
Hey, not for nothing. And
Block for your running backs, block for your tight end.
I'm not saying this just because he plays on my team, but a dude that pretty much plays like that and is skinny as fucking
Jameson Williams.
J-Mo.
Yeah.
That dude is forever blocking.
You don't understand how many times that he's running that deep post and he's clearing everything out for St. Brown underneath. Yeah. Bro, it's people don't realize that. Like when you got somebody who can run that seam, or you're clearing up things for them underneath routes, it's you're taking that ridiculous safety with you deep, and it opens up everything underneath.
And if they don't understand, and if they don't go with you, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, because he's so fast. He's running by people.
But that boy blocks his ass off too. Man.
He does. He really does.
You can contribute in so many aspects. You don't have to be the guy catching all the touchdowns. You don't have to be getting 10 receptions. That's why I made the Hines Ward thing. I didn't know J-Mo was in that mode, but
that dude. I'm not putting him with Hines Ward, but I'm saying he does that shit.
That's the attitude you need to have. And I was just like, he could be so much more of a team respected player if he did stuff like that.
This year, there was like 2 or 3 games he didn't see no one pass. Or he didn't catch no one ball, but he was still out there blocking.
His impact on the game is
big. They're on the outside, he's blocking.
They're asking him, are you getting frustrated not getting? He's like, no, we're winning. I'm here to keep playing.
How many times is Jahmyr Gibbs had an incredible play? But where does that stem from?
The blocking, the receivers blocking.
And the offensive line.
The front line.
The front line. You're like, Jameson did Gibbs did this. Gibbs did because it all started with that offensive
And if you look and you watch the highlight, you see St. Brown out there blocking.
Yeah.
You see J-Mo out there blocking.
Yeah.
And that offensive line, they block.
There was only one running back I can remember in history that I've been watching football, and that was Barry Sanders, who did something with nothing. You'd have offensive linemen literally missing blocks, and Barry would still get 12, 15 yards, and you're like, yo, how did he do that?
And the crazy part about it, he'll lose 12, 15 yards, but then get it back on it.
Yep. But other than that, like nowadays, it's like you need that. You need that gritty dude in your lineup that's willing to sacrifice it all, run 100 miles an hour down the middle of the field, and knowing that he's not going to get the ball in practices, and your coach is telling you that. You running this deep route, you're opening up the middle of the field for St. Brown, or who's your tight end that got hurt, Laporta. Like you're doing that. Like there's just certain things that you do and you know is going to happen on a football field, especially when you have that speed. And then what's going to eventually happen is you're going to hit him for that big one. They're going to be like, hey, guess what? It's your time. He's a burner. He's got freaking athlete, world-class speed.
He's averaging the most shots per catch.
Yeah. He is.
Everything
at 18.
He's on one of my teams in my fantasy. Believe me, I know. I put him in a couple weeks ago, and he had like 2 touchdowns and he had 8 catches for 168 yards. He basically put me in the playoffs with that damn game.
It was the game that the Packers lost.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost to the Packers.
Yep.
Because St. Brown went down play 1.
Yeah. And that's what we started talking about Pickens, and that's like stuff that he's not doing. Like it's just you not always getting the ball. You're not going to get the ball on every play. Yeah. But when you contribute with a good block, or you're consistently blocking, consistently running them routes that are getting your other receivers open, it's crazy, because we never even talked about what Dallas is. They have a decent tight end.
Oh, he's more than decent.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They have a decent tight end. They've had a couple decent tight ends. They had Schultz, who's now with Houston. You had Witten, who retired a couple years ago, and now you got freaking what's his face now. They've had
Florence or something.
Yeah, Ferguson.
Ferguson.
So you know, and
And Ferguson was playing hurt last week and still made an impact in the game.
And then like Dallas is literally a lot of at least a high draft pick the last 3 years for an offensive lineman. It was Tyler Smith, and then it was Guyton, and then this past year,
Guyton still hurt.
Yeah, it's so they've gone in the right direction, but it's not come to fruition yet. You know, how many more years are you going to have Dak? Not that many.
Well, I think they're just going to shore up the defense because the offense, like we've been saying,
that's what I'm saying. So do you sign Pickens?
Depends what the asking price is.
I'm not
because you saved a lot of money with letting Parsons walk because the money he was asking for compared to. I know Williams makes a decent amount of money. I don't know how much money they absorb there, but Kenny Clark makes a lot less than what Parsons did.
But then you trade for Williams, and then you sign Deron Bland to 5 years, $20 million.
I get rid of Deron Bland and the other cornerback.
Well, I think Diggs.
Money there.
I think Diggs
is
is writing's on the wall.
I don't know if you're saving money because you get rid of him, still gonna pay him.
Yeah, you're still gonna pay him. Unless you trade him.
If
you get traded.
But if you trade me Bland, right? And obviously he's not worth $90 million. You're paying some of that.
Pick up out of the contract.
Yeah,
you do.
But
you're paying some of that.
You do.
1 or 2 years that are left.
It don't matter. You're still paying somebody that's not there.
Well, what's that average out a year that he's making? How many years?
About $20 million a year.
So if he's making $20 million,
something like that.
Even if I pay half of that, I freed up $10 million.
What is that? How many years did he?
5 for like
5 for 90.
For like 88 or something like that.
Yeah, but the whole thing is.
Then my biggest problem is Dak's like $90 million. Dak's like $90 million against the cap next year. Dak himself is taking up almost 50% of the cap.
Maybe he renegotiates his contract to restructure it.
They were talking about. Do you sit Dak and them guys and give Milton the rest?
There's B Max chiming in from Dartmouth.
$28 million
is the tag for Pickens.
Is he worth 28?
But Brian, do we sign him? Especially after his last couple of outings on the field. Do you sign him or do you show up that defense? We'll wait.
What's $28 million?
Start typing. Let's go.
$28 million for a receiver. That's not more.
Yeah, because if you like the guy Flornay or whatever his name
that's
is.
for your number 2.
Yeah. So yeah, but we everybody who's done that except Cincinnati has lost. Because Miami did it with Waddle and them. Waddle's not owning up to a $28 million a year contract.
B-Max is
defense. Thank you, B. Appreciate that. I agree.
And pass rusher, like you guys have been saying, you need a pass rusher and you need your defense ends. But even if you have to get rid of those other cornerbacks, if you get rid of both and you say $10 million for each one, that's $20 million that you can invest into somebody who could actually make a difference.
Overshaw, a regular linebacker or a strong safety?
He's a regular linebacker. Overshawn is this year coming. If he stays healthy, Overshawn will be one of the best linebackers in the league. And they said that him coming out because he went to Texas. They said that him coming out of Texas is that he was one of the best linebackers in that draft. And he showed it until he got hurt, and then he got hurt again. It's crazy. It was nuts. Even Micah used to say, Micah, he might be the best athlete on the team. Micah used to say it all the time, like, this kid's amazing. And it's just, it never came to fruition, obviously because of the injuries. But I don't know. It's just, with this damn Dallas team, it's just 30 years of misery. Catch, non-catch, slippery balls on a damn field goal. It's just, I'm tired of it. You shouldn't be laughing over it. Y'all ain't won shit in like 700 years. You shut the hell up. Don't make me throw a turntable at you.
Pass interference. Pick up the flag.
No doubt. That was a bad call. I told you that was a bad call from jump. I never denied that.
But Ryan just wrote, I'll take the defense first. The problem is going to be hard to get rid of Diggs' contract.
And they will keep Bland.
Yeah, I said that. And more like
you said Bland had a threatening injury that might be long term, right?
No, he's going in for a second foot surgery. I was just reading that like 20 minutes ago.
Like, if it's something that he'll never be.
No, but Diggs is going to be hard to get rid of. Hopefully his brother will take him to New England or something with him. Like, hey, come play over here.
He ain't gonna play in New England over Christian Gonzalez. And
but he's that. No, listen, he can be a nickel cornerback. Who cares? Get him the hell out of here. Let him go play with the Giants. The Giants will pick him up.
That would help the Giants out.
It would, because their cornerbacks are trash.
They got the front seven.
No, that front seven is scary. Burns and you got their rookie falling asleep in meetings.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Ducata. I honestly think that they were going to put Thibodeau on the trading block. I think he's the odd man
his
out.
contract's going to come up quicker than Cotton's. They'll let him go before they pay him.
This year.
This is year. I think Thibodeau might be on the trading block.
Same as
they better figure out a way to motivate Abdul Qadir then, because he's not giving them what they thought they were going to give him for a number 5 overall pick.
Yeah, especially when you asked to wear 56.
Tibbs can't stay on the field.
Yeah. When you ask to wear 56, you're basically saying that you're godly as a football player.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody better than Lawrence Taylor. You might have somebody equal to him, but Lawrence Taylor was probably the best outside linebacker ever, bar none.
Well, I know it's winding down to 8 o'clock, but one last thing I just want to get a quick opinion on: the NBA Cup. It turned out to be a good matchup.
Knicks fans are rejoicing.
Yeah, that was going to be. I was talking to Brian about that. The Knicks finally, all the Knicks fans are coming out saying we finally won something, but it's a mid-season fictional championship.
Yeah,
you don't hang no banners, you don't get no trophy. Maybe you get a trophy.
Right, you get a trophy.
The thing I did like, people like local player Tyler Kolek.
Yep.
Their contracts are bare minimum.
Yep.
But they get a $250,000 bonus.
Yep.
No, more than that. $2.5 million bonus, because it's a pot that every player splits equally. It doesn't make a big difference for Kyle Anthony Towns and all those guys that are making $28 million a year.
No, it doesn't make a difference.
The people that are making $800,000 a year and you get 2.5
absolutely
for just winning that. That's game changing, because those guys don't have the benefits. They're just trying to hang over.
Nope.
And why not to see a local product like Tyler Kolek benefit from something like that,
absolutely,
along with everybody else that is on the Knicks or San Antonio, because San Antonio probably has a couple of guys in the same predicament. Yeah. But I love that aspect.
Tyler Kolek came up big for them.
He did. The last 2 games, he knew what was on the line.
He sure the hell did.
He was reading into his contract. Yeah. Wait a minute. If we win, Coach, I need a little more run.
Yeah.
Need a little more run. Then he had Dwayne make a phone call for him, give him some more flames.
Yeah. I give big props to Brunson in that interview. He called up all the guys that came off the bench and said, without them, we don't win.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I seen it.
That's big of him, because we know he's the face of the Knicks. Yeah. And for somebody to give credit to the guys that don't normally get the chance.
He called them out individually by name.
Yeah, he did.
Who else besides Kolek really played well off the bench that don't normally play? I remember Kolek played well, but I was trying to remember who else might have been. Was it McBride or something like that?
Yeah, Brian, such a wise ass. The senior NCAA tournament. Their one shining moment. He was a fool, B.
Did they play the montage of all the Knicks?
Yeah.
But
he was a fool, B. That was funny.
What now?
Chago, you gonna let that go?
The Knicks showed well. How much credit are we giving their new coach? Because he's playing their bench more, which was the big problem when Tibbs was there, playing 7 guys or whatever.
Yeah, that's his boy from Villanova, so they must have been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Hot.
But I think the Knicks are going to be for real if they stay away from injury. And San Antonio, their young players are really, I don't know if they have the depth yet, but De'Aaron Fox is making a big difference as their lead point guard.
Yeah,
and then the Castle
the kid from UConn. Castle.
Yeah, Castle. But
playing well.
But the strong rumors I keep hearing in Milwaukee are Giannis going to San Antonio to have the Twin Towers. They want either Castle or Hopper to start with.
Hopper played well.
Yeah, they want to take one of those guys, a number 1 draft pick. You know they're going to get a haul for Giannis. And they wanted somebody like Vassell. So they were like, you're going to get Vassell, you're going to get one. And San Antonio can't make a decision over which one they want to pot with, because they like that 3-guy combination. They all get along with each other. But are they better off keeping that guy in, or do they go for the win right now with combining Giannis with Wemby? Because then you still got 2 of the guys. But now your depth is going to be short because you lost Vassell and you lost one of those, and Dylan Hopper, say.
Stuff.
But you also got,
So would you
but
make
you
that
also,
move?
but you also got an All NBA player coming
Right,
over.
but they're saying that when I read the Milwaukee blogs, they're saying Giannis isn't really hurt.
No, you're not.
He's protecting his trade value because he doesn't want to get hurt before the trade deadline. But the trade deadline is not until like March.
But he's not happy with.
Yeah, he's trying to force the move now. Like, I'm just not going to play. I'm going to force a trade. And then all of a sudden he gets traded. And hey, guess who's back healthy again?
Mhm. And my brother's coming with me.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's probably holding up the deal. It ain't whether to give up Hopper or Castle. It's not only am I taking my one brother, I'm taking both. And they're like, oh, hell no, we ain't doing that over here. So,
and my cousin in Tube is coming with me too.
yeah, I got a nephew that's going to be here in 2 years. So, but shout out to San Antonio, New York. I think that was a very good final. New York got the job done, but I think the coaching in New York is turning out to be something positive because he's getting more people involved, and that's going to be less wear and tear on the starters. And these guys are getting used to playing mid-season. When it comes playoff time, they're not going to be overwhelmed with playing a lot or that pressure. So we'll see what happens. But any final thoughts, guys?
No,
I'm good.
Um,
I'm good.
All right. Well, we know next week's going to be a holiday. We're going to negotiate on trying to get in here on another day, but we'll let you guys know when we decide.
Yeah, we'll post it on
Maybe
Facebook.
Tuesday or Wednesday, because next week's Christmas Eve and the week after is New Year's Eve. So we're experimenting with everybody's schedules to try to see what day we can agree on. But we'll definitely let you guys know. Any closing statements, guys? Well, be on the lookout. Our next comedy show, January 10th. Something about January 10th. What is it?
just
Ring a
another
bell?
day. Just another day.
Another day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll be celebrating Skylar Ray's birthday on January 10th. I knew it was something significant. I knew there was somebody important we had to remember.
Yes.
So
yes.
we're gonna have our comedy show down at the Vault. Our second try down at the Vault. First one was great. Hey, we got Marshall Brandon coming. He's currently touring with Dave Chappelle all over the place. If you follow him on social media, he's in a different city every night, different country, here and there. But he will be with us January 10th. We don't want to disappoint Skylar Ray, so we're going to make sure he's there. And if you haven't seen Black Rose yet, Black Rose, my Dominican girl from New York, she's a riot. You're going to really enjoy her. And, of course, you know what to expect with Chris Tabb. Guys, we're down to 48 tickets. All tickets left are $30. They can be purchased online, or you can give me a call, and I'll be like the Domino's guy and deliver them in 30 minutes or less. But
if you don't deliver them in 30 minutes or less, your second ticket's free.
Yeah, I know the minute. But you got to be in the greater New Bedford area. You can't call me from Connecticut saying you're going to be in the area. Can you bring it to Waterbury or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna hey, see, I'm at this location. I'm gonna send it to your phone.
Yeah.
Find me.
I'll leave your name at the door. But 48 tickets left, which is basically 12 tables of 4. Our big tables are pretty much sold out at 7 tables, and we've got a couple of reservations for day. We only have 16 tables of 4, and we've already got 4 tables sold. So there's 12 more left. We got a little less than a month. Got about 3 weeks from this Saturday. I know everybody's going to be, hey, these will make perfect stocking stuffers, man. Give the gift of laughter. Put a pair of tickets in somebody's stocking, and you get to enjoy the gift with them, because most likely they're going to go with you. Significant other, best friend, girls' night out, guys' night out, couples. Hey, you're all going to have a good time. But it's 8 o'clock. We got a game to go watch. Got mouths to feed because I'm starving. So we'll let you know this week. We'll post it up what day we're going to be able to try to make something happen. Until then, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you one day next week.
Peace.
Peace.